Did she say what it's about? Caretaker is the official mom around here, right? Should I bring you extra stuffing for your palate? Sunproof vampires seem like a bad idea for all involved. Wouldn't have pegged him as the type to carry a girl's books. It's kinda nice, if not weird. Never thought I'd have a vampire boyfriend. Wow, and you're already bouncing off each other like an old married couple. Talk to you later. Nah, premature. I almost put up a banner that read, "Well done slowing down the new breed vampires. Go team." Heard about the new armor, Hunter. Can't wait to see you in action. Let's see who can knock out the most Hydra goons. First 1 to 10 wins. I bet no one was expecting that from our lovely gatekeeper. It's a dry house. So what's your excuse? If only this were a popularity contest. How could we not look good? I thought about trying to tag some of Hydra's crates to track their movements, but I guess it's a good thing I didn't waste any time on that. The Abbey's much bigger than it looks. Hunter, can you meet me at Central? I guess what I'm trying to say is, don't worry about what you can't control. You'll face Lilith soon enough. A staycation, you say? Trash food and PJs while watching an endless mashup of rom-com reality TV without the end-of-the-world stressors? Just what the doctor ordered. I should really check in on Tony at some point today. We'll have to work twice as hard to make up for Hydra getting away with those things. Me and Maria rehearsed every move in this film. Hey, fellow nerd. Read anything good lately? No problem. If that's all you wanted, I'm gonna go to my room, so I'll just be... Gonna have to try harder than that! Hunter, did you figure out what the bloom and the harvest represent? That looked like it hurt. With both Wanda and Banner on Lilith's side, we're in for some serious chop. Good to see you, Hunter. This reminds me of the time I got demoted to security guard. Lots of standing around. Kidding. Carol's fine. Just thought I'd throw a bone to the Avengers PR team. Stay hungry. You'll get there. Spill it! I guess. He rarely seems fazed. I'll try to keep that in mind. Not a problem. Now we just need a matching plane. You should have known better. At least I'm not the only one adjusting to this midnight sun thing. What does an international espionage agency know about the actual devil? All I can say is Hydra's got a real HR problem on their slimy hands. Good point. You're gonna be partying with a cosmic hero. Me. That ought to get us VIP treatment for free. Frankly, I should be asking you. What can you tell me about Mephisto? What's Robbie's deal? I can't figure him out. Hopefully no one will notice that. In my experience, the one that seems easiest. And it's always the wrong choice. Nothing to worry about so far. There's still time for you to run away. My thoughts exactly. There's just one problem, though. We seem to have lost our gatekeeper. Magic. Watch for the sneaky one! Honestly, if Blade didn't vouch for it, I wouldn't believe he existed. I startled some balloonists on a romantic aerial picnic. I dodged the wine, but not the fancy toast squares. It's only one patrol. Take them down. Blade? He doesn't strike me as a tech-savvy guy. And there's no one else who can help you with that. A turncoat's always gonna turn. I just hope you put all that power to good use. That should be no sweat. I think I get a better workout from pulling my punches. Requires more control. Sure thing. Doesn't have the same appeal. I'm just surprised Lilith didn't want you on her team. This is like being on watch with Vision. Venom seems like an ongoing problem. Wonder if there's any particular reason why he hasn't been locked up or put down over the years. I think you were holding back yesterday. He's an interesting guy. Plus, we're both half human, half something else. I need to get some air, unless you need something. Yeah, I'm not always the best with interpersonal stuff. Doesn't mean I can't get better at it. Yep, I've seen it firsthand. You're not wrong. But we should be better. If they won't let me take Lilith off-world, well, maybe we can bring some off-world to Lilith. Ha, I knew it. Come on, Hunter. We meddle with darkness all the time. A half vampire, a resurrected hunter, a half alien. I only seem to meet new people when a planet is about to be conquered or blown up. Wonder why that is. Sounds like a good time. Want to take the kid gloves off next time? I'm game. We might level the Abbey, though. Blaze needs to fall in line. No more excuses. Interesting composition. I read through their shield file. For the most part, they're harmless. It's not about going binary or anything like that. Although binary is fun. I like it. Was that listed on my Superlink registry? It was only a matter of time, really. Not a bad place to be posted up, all things considered. At least I'm not down in the dungeon with Tony. That's quite a show you're putting on, Doctor. It's good we have that in common. Hey, Hunter, over here. And third, you know you're going home at the end. Don't reveal all your secrets now. Not since I uncovered actual for-real aliens. There was an accident with some alien tech that rewrote my DNA, and now I'm half crate. You're stronger than you look. Work with me on this one. Good point. I guess I was getting worked up over nothing. Time to end this. Hey, did Blade talk to you about tonight? It's a weird cross between beautiful, deadly, and slightly boring. Damn, Hunter. Maybe so. but I've read what he wrote about me, and it's not wrong. When that thing clawed her way into our lives, I got a little scared. But just a little. I've met people with narcolepsy before, and they're much more normal than you are. He's certainly caught my attention. I've tried blindfolds, facing away from the board, and one-finger throws. Perfect score, every time. You'll have to ask the devil. You're making quick progress. Blade must be proud. The Midnight Suns are one of the more colorful crews I've run with. I've had awkward car rides that were just 5 minutes. I can't imagine flying a bad date all the way back from Phobos. All right, that hurt a little. Looking good. You needed this workout. To be honest, I'd rather be out here than cooped up in Avengers Tower. But don't tell them I said that. I am not above celebrating the end of some real bad people. Even once had to stop a plot to blow up the sun. So yeah, I know a thing or two about overcoming fear. Thanks. Dracula and Sin have hit a new low. Using a child as a coffee filter? So is he a solid or a liquid? How does that even work? Or should I just not ask? Motorcycles, hell rides, legions of solace? Bummed I missed out. Then maybe don't worry about being too angry. Embrace the good times and let the rest go. Oh, good. I thought I might have blinked. At least I know you're serious. I think he strains it through the Hellride's carburetor. That didn't go according to plan. I've flown through asteroid fields that collide with fewer things than you do. Damn. Sorry. I forgot to buy candy this year. I admit, I like the low-pressure approach we're taking to book club. These things should be fun and informative. Maybe we should have planned this better. The Kree are kinda superior and can be jerks. Blaze is inconsistent, isn't he? Imagine if we decided to move it into space. He had files on all of us. Cap, me, Stark, Blade, Magic, Nico, everyone. That was impressive. I think Venom might actually be shook. Banner back on our side would be a game changer for us. I wasn't holding back, I swear. Oh, I can snore through pressure. It's my mattress. It's like there's a knot somewhere inside. So are we gonna arm wrestle now or something? If there's even a chance they could contain something to help us, I need to know immediately. He's gone now, but I took the name Captain Marvel as a tribute to what he stood for. Since then, I've made the name my own. Oh, not me. I have a built-in bug zapper. Finally, some real competition. They never remember how my powers work. Hit me hard, and I hit back harder. Sometimes we just gotta fight for our right to party. Especially when someone as lame as Chthon is threatening to end it early. I should be used to this by now. Remember who the real enemy is? Yeah, you're being a little extra you right now. I don't know, Hunter. What do you think you'd want to discuss? It's about us. Take a look. That's still not gonna be enough. Was I not supposed to touch that? They swim through the void, graceful and pure, like whales. Yeah, but if Peter hadn't agreed, Eddie Brock and his goopy pal would be doing who knows what on behalf of Lilith. Okay, that hurt. A little. God, I would have loved to have had the chance to interrogate that bastard. No breaking that combo. Come on, Tony. You managed to stream the Super Bowl to a Kree battleship 50 light years out. This should be easy. But shh. We've had this dream team together for 6 months now. Is that good for us? Or Lilith? Would you have been able to take the shot? Because I don't think I could have. Must be nice to just change faces on a whim. You do have that effect on people. That's the spirit. Maybe ski instructor is my backup career. You're really making up for lost time with all these new looks. Damn, Hunter. You sure all of you came back from the grave? Got any more of those bombs? I kind of hope you do. All right, let's do this. Who are we sending on an op? I had been waiting so long to get some one-on-one skull-pounding time with him. What a waste. My old buddy, Dr. Faustus. He'll be thrilled to see us. No matter what happens out there, I understand the stakes. Looks like it's time to start. I miss it out in space, Hunter. It's less complicated. I wonder if we'll find Bruce or his counterpart. I'm ready either way. A friend of mine gets overwhelmed like that. Tough love doesn't work. Neither does unwanted advice. Let's just say that I'm willing to unleash the power of a quantum singularity white hole on them if need be. Why don't you go ask him? I'm sure he'd love that. I've got your back! I'm sorry, was it the hunter or the bumper? Because one of those things seems to happen a lot more than it should. Ugh, where the hell did you go, Blaze? Some off-world motocross event? Ouch! Another Hydra plan thwarted. But thank you, Hunter. Even though you're the star of this particular show. Or maybe he doesn't like the punch. We're holding Lilith's attention to keep others out of harm's way. We can't split up now. I just saw Nico and Magic looking very excited about something by the chapel. I feel like you get just how heavy all that extra baggage can be when it comes to having crazy freaking superpowers. Coming from you? That's like the biggest compliment ever. I'm sure we can fix that. So, we don't have to worry about stealth. I don't think the Kree are really into Christmas, but I like it. I used to have a book for that. The Humble Quantum Band and You, a technical manual. It doubled as a crappy pillow. They are tough to find, but witnessing the Akanti is worth the effort.
I know we can do better than that.
For now, it's just a scary theory. Even if it works, there could be side effects, like new breed vampires bursting into flame upon contact with oxygen. Okay, I'm gonna say it. I think he made the right call. If we were to capture Venom, has anyone considered what we're going to do with him after that?
I don't know why people keep bringing up arm wrestling. Have you ever seen me arm wrestle? Probably not, and there's a reason for that.
This intel is hot, Hunter. We shouldn't sit on it for long. No telling what Lilith's going to throw at us.
I get why the Suns put their trust in you.
I don't have anyone in my life, so these poor, helpless civilians become my only focus. It can be lonely sometimes, but I guess that's my lot in life.
At least you're disciplined. Not everyone can get past that part. It's about time!
Hydra's flush with arcane artifacts, and now we've got none. This is just what we hope to avoid.
Yeah, just not at this game. I know beneath that tough Child of Lilith act, you're just a big softie.
Are you serious?
Maybe I was trying to make the fight a little fairer.
I don't know about you, but that was a little more exciting than I expected. It's just a shame Faustus managed to get away. Now we'll have to track him down again.
We can't let these guys embarrass us like this.
When they actually ask me, I answer. I give it about 5 minutes before Tony starts in with his ye old joke material. Sorry, Hunter. Never should have taken him to medieval times.
Not bad. You probably get this a lot, but I really like that shield. If you hand it over, I promise not to rip your arm off.
It's how we've operated so far. That's not really my style, but neither is magic of any kind, so I'm trusting the experts. Word of advice? Never suggest Blade is like other vampires. This is one of the longest operations I can remember. I wonder how Lilith feels about that. Want to read something that'll make you weep? Take a look at this.
Right. Well, I'm fighting for my fur baby too.
My brother Stevie was a soldier, the kind that would have made Cap proud. He died fighting, and when he did, what was left of the Danvers family was pretty much torn apart. Fine, I'm not great at this, feeling. If you weren't on our side, I'd say this was a clever psyop by Lilith. So...
Oh yeah? Like who? I'm not sure what that would accomplish. Our skepticism aside, no one wants this plan to work more than we do.
Ready for round 2. Want to go again today? We might level the Abbey, though.
Just remember, it's not a competition out here. Don't let them egg you on just because you're stronger than they are.
You sure? Hunter, you made it.
Speaking of crushing Hydra skulls...
Don't sweat it. We'll just have to plan our moves better next time. Why, yes, Hunter. That is an interesting topic of conversation. I'd love to discuss it with you.
That's how this would go if you were normal.
Destroying that device will set Hydra back. When are we going?
The answer to that is mildly traumatizing, and I'd rather not relive it.
If I had time, I'd take care of these myself. But I have been accused of hogging the ball before.
Listen to this crap. That sounds odd, but...
Did anybody else see that? Good to know. For me, not him. Here's a little intel for you.
You know, maybe if I can skip the being stuck in limbo part. So, your game?
I'd still like to know how Hydra managed to move this many troops and all of their equipment into the city unnoticed. All these superheroes, and nobody noticed an influx of suspiciously named Hydra shell companies? Hopefully we can get to Hydra before they get away with those artifacts.
Get to it! But the more I see him in action, the more I think he might be an okay dude. Better get back to work before the boss notices.
After Eddie located his castle, Blade led a strike team of Venom, Storm, Deadpool, and Morbius. Now there's no more Dracula. New breed vampires seem to be clearing up as well.
No one likes a suck-up, Hunter.
Wait, did you ever fight a duel? Like Pistols at Dawn duel? That's why I'm calling them new breed vampires, to set them apart. I'll flag anything related to these latest bloodsuckers and send it directly to the mirror table. I had a place like that. When you're done with all this, you can leave. For good, if you want. Not the high-stakes powder keg of the Stark and Banner book club regime. Why not argue over whose starship is faster?
Chewie's my only on-planet family.
They're clear!
Afraid? Seriously? Look, Hunter, I've seen a lot in my time, on this world and beyond. Alien death squads, power-mad semi-omniscient despots, Dad.
You could probably dump your supervillains in here. Plenty of open space. Don't even need walls.
Multiple casualties!
Tony might take all the credit for this thing, but just imagine where we'd be right now without Ada Lovelace.
Still waiting for them to try something.
Glad that didn't turn into a chugging contest. We've got a world to save. You're asking me about work when we're supposed to be celebrating. Go.
You asked for it!
Shame we can't pop over to Salem. The museum there gave me nightmares for weeks.
Hey, I was 7 years old. Don't judge. So we're saving Wanda's homeland and the world. We'll just have to cross our fingers and hope, like everyone else.
We really should have looked for venom under that rubble.
I don't think you're ready for this. Oof. Wow. This is... whew. Wow.
What in particular?
Now that's worth remembering. If you're waiting to ask me something, you can just spit it out.
I won't bite.
When they embrace, the false princess deactivates the Magna Manacle's binding crash.
Resilience in the face of adversity, baby.
Not a fun thought, but you're right.
Don't hold back out of courtesy, Hunter.
That doesn't seem like much of a challenge.
We're your friends, Bruce. You know my voice. Listen to me.
With all this gamma weirdness keeping Banner in banner form, I'm Earth's mightiest Avenger. Once Thor realized the Hulk was in a class of his own, he was not happy to be in third place. A good exercise routine keeps the mind and body sharp. Thanks.
That's commitment. Next time, I'd like to watch something without an alien invasion. It was too real for me.
Now that's a crossover!
Lost my focus here. I was head of security at NASA for a few years before the whole Kree situation blew up in my face. Sometimes I miss that sense of wonder, the not knowing what's out there. Now it's all so normal.
I am all work, but not by choice.
I have this personal daydream I think about sometimes when things get too hairy, but I snap myself out of it. No time for daydreaming.
Push me? Shove you.
Maybe one day I'll trust him enough to carry my books. If that's the Abbey in your rear view, so be it. I'll help you pack your bags.
Left your sense of adventure in the 17th century, huh?
Fine. Pick your target, Hunter.
Credit to our friends in the Forge.
If you really want a challenge.
Something's not right.
Of course. I told her twice to keep a log of every time she opens a portal. She hasn't. I may have been brisk with her the third time. Now that we've decrypted the intel, let's put what we've learned to good use. Check out the available hero ops listed on Central.
There you go again, being all unexpectedly humble and generous.
I've had some jobs around black holes. Things get super weird. Short notice for a meeting. Because Kree commanders always expect an answer, exceptions can flummox the ones who let the rules think for them. It always leaves a bad taste in my mouth when I end a mission with an ally down.
Anytime. And hey, if you find the time, we should hang out.
That's my fault. An ex of mine said I don't have the poetry for these things. You know what he called me?
I'd love to know who's buying these.
Hey, Merry Christmas.
This fight's in the bag.
Also, I really don't care about the sneaking out thing. We're spread thin, and sometimes action is the only way forward. Wish I was asked to join. I love taking action.
No promises.
It's over for these guys.
Work hard, play hard. And I am done working.
See you around. This has to be a side effect of that long nap of yours. What else could it be?
Exactly. Reputation makes you seem bigger than you are. We can hit them anywhere at any time. You can bet this adds to our own reputation.
We've been pretty busy. Has it been 2 months already?
It's nothing.
I'll save it for the next book club.
I'm here to help.
Is it too soon for a Blaze of Glory joke? Yeah, it's too soon.
You sure this is for me? Shouldn't take long.
Yeah, you're probably right. It's just, my daydream is a little silly. Good. I was hoping for something to do.
Oh, you're serious. Cool?
It drives me crazy.
More of a white hole versus star, but I hear ya. Still, just because a gal can absorb gamma energy doesn't mean she's ready to teach a class on it at Empire State. And it's not just that.
Right, the creepy kind of vampire guy. Not to be confused with the stern kind of vampire guy we know and, you know the expression.
Sure,
I could use a little R&R.
I'm not very good at this.
Good luck out there. I could use some demon pounding time. Release some of the pent-up aggression I was saving for Faustus. Come on, Blaze. Come out wherever you are. You can't hide forever under whatever backwater rock you've crawled under. Not from me.
But Crash nabs the Star Scepter from the fake princess, activates the suit's zoom vest, and smashes through the monoculus.
Sorta. There's a very specific type of dream I remember, but it's extremely weird. Eventually I'll get used to your odd habits. Not today, but eventually.
Keep trying. Maybe you'll get lucky.
Oh, excuse me.
So now they're all after me.
If someone who worked for me wrote a tribute like this, I'd be getting HR involved. Of course. Felt good to go fast into the dark heart of danger. I should get back on task. I think I've ignored these numbers long enough. Yeah, I barely know what to think about that. Heard you had a tough mission. It happens.
Stick close.
I'm pretty sure Caretaker is waiting for you at the table with another mission. Let me know if you want me to join on whatever errand she sends you on. But I would make a pretty badass sorceress. Too bad we have to go directly into Witch Mountain, but that's why we get paid the big bucks.
Aw, got a picture of Chewie that warmed my heart.
Really not my thing. Maybe that's why we haven't really become buddy-buddy. He's an Avenger. He's up for anything.
Between evil gamma serums, demon mothers, everything going on with him and the big guy, I'd say he's been holding up pretty well. Is another ally against her. In this case, a wisecracking, radioactive Spider-Man ally. Well, I ought to get back to burning the midnight oil.
Don't get up.
If I were you, I'd probably spend all my free time outdoors.
Steve?
Enjoy your nap!
Morning. Do we have verification that the potential Chthon-killing weapon actually can kill Chthon?
Check this out.
Here's the latest from Hydra World.
Are you? Multiple layers of it. I could probably get it, but it'll take me a while. Cap could make this go a lot quicker. If only we could see just what it is that goes through that head of yours.
Okay, fine. This is actually starting to psych me out. Can you, magic yourself away or something? Everything is crazier when you move it to space. Lots of pings coming in from off-world, but this fight's not finished. Always wanted to do that. I'm gonna wrap Peter in a cocoon and roll him down a few off-world mountains. Everyone has to find their own style. Hunter, I hate to say you'll want to see this, but you'll want to see this. Come to the grotto, okay?
Nope, nothing. Just Bruce being Bruce. More importantly,
they're going down.
Easy for you to say. He wasn't your friend. You didn't really know him. But for now, you're stuck with me in this one.
I don't get it. Strange couldn't just magic his way in?
I've cleared one of the civilians!
Always happy to meet my fans.
I mean, being stuck at a 12-hour poetry slam in the East Village.
Get moving! It's not safe here!
Everyone's welcome. But Blade and I get a private suite.
At least take a girl out to dinner first. Unless you're commanding an army of robots, which is more common than you think. Treating your people like machines is counterproductive.
Let's not send Hulk into space. I don't want him conquering a whole planet again.
An ancient Kree technique. It helps you remember texts that would otherwise be considered... Pet eating is definitely mine.
That's a lot of slashy energy to be rampaging across the 5 boroughs.
We've come a long way in the past 6 months. Let's just hope this doesn't drag on forever. Insanely annoying, as expected, but at least he can fight. You know, I think Faustus might have been the Zodiac killer. I won't keep you from the party, but make sure you speak with Blade before you leave. So? Damn it. We needed that sanctum.
Whoa! You're gonna pay for that, slime ball!
This is definitely the coziest war room I've ever been in. Quiet, too.
I want to say I still am, but I stared at this view morning, noon, and night when I was in the Kree Star Force.
Time for some payback!
Pretty sure I saw you pull that move at an air show once.
Okay, that makes me feel better, because it's kind of personal, you know?
That should shut him up for a while.
Not yet. We should talk about what happened on the other side of that portal.
You can't let him know it was magic. I need to see how his hunt for the yogurt ghost plays out. It's not over till it's over.
Looks like they crated up the missing artifacts. Take out their guards. We don't have time for Hydra patrols. Take them out.
Lilith, your name is a black hole for men like me to lose their souls. How I await to be suffocated in your arms. Choke on the dark tendrils of your hair. Murder me, goddess, and I will help you murder this dimension. Hey, I didn't stop being a soldier when I slapped on the tights. You don't need to sell me on the importance of the mission.
Ooh, I know. I'll just call Star-Lord. He owes me a favor. Good to see Wanda back with her team. This looks like a fun place to go exploring, but I suppose I better ask Magic's permission first.
That got their attention?
I guess. Until the right person comes along. This reeks of a distraction to throw us off their scent.
It's binarying time.
I need to find a good catchphrase for this.
Beautiful, deadly, and slightly boring. You know what I said?
Oh God, my life is such a cliche. Need to talk to Tony about upping our intelligence game. We can definitely do better. Think of every play he's backed so far. Some of his plans overlap, right?
Really? You don't see it?
I hate to admit it, but Star-Lord does have good taste in music.
I like that one. Good lighting.
Better shape up. Do you think it was Ant-Man who sent all those ants? I can't believe I'm saying this aloud, but I think I figured out Dracula's master plan. Come on, Blaze, show yourself. I'm running out of ideas. And you know what they say, the child of my enemy is my friend. Stop, or else I'm gonna start blushing. I might be obligated to put you on the watch list now. You're just too strong.
I have to admit, the thought of working with a vampire originally gave me the creeps. But then I realized that if I stayed away from every person who had a demonic side, I wouldn't have any friends.
Objective locked in.
Careful, or you'll end up in the tabloids.
What? Are we going steady now?
Feeling good!
What I wouldn't give for one of Strange's teleportation spells right now.
Is there something you wanted to tell me?
And neither will I. He has a certain flair that he applies to his work. Unless he means that Lilith will get those pieces and tape the parchment back together.
Can't take too many shots like that!
Itching to put this to good use. The plans laid in this room have probably helped save the world more times than we know. It's too bad most people won't ever see it.
Avengers Party Rule number 3. Always bring a backup cake. All you have to do is be ready to fight for what you care about when the time comes.
I think the guy's a genius, but come on. It feels like we're pushing all our chips on this one bet.
That's covered in volume 33.
I have a newfound disgust for Lilith's hold over both of them.
Personally, I like a good Western. There's something very earthy about the Wild West.
He was sick. I've got a bad feeling about things lately, okay? Particularly when it comes to you and Bruce. I'm what they call a precog. I catch glimpses of the future. No idea why, but I'm sure channeling the power of a mini white hole through your entire body might have a little something to do with it.
Us working together like that, Hunter? Feels like destiny. Wow, I would really hate to be Lilith.
We make a good team, Hunter. I think Lilith is in for more than she bargained for. You probably don't even have a pocket to keep that in.
So the favorite book of a half-vampire was written by Master's son.
Really good intel here. We've got a lot to go on.
The best?
Yeah, I know. I want to ask Bruce for help, and then I remember that, no, that's not an option anymore.
I sure am.
It's really hard on your molecules. Lilith must have really feared the Sanctum as a stronghold against her. I'm going to have to update Avenger protocols.
I'm not just my powers, Hunter. Sometimes I like to take it slow, just roll with the mountainside. Don't you?
We went binary. It was awesome.
It never crossed my mind. Most leaders I've encountered in life have a sort of professional ambition, for better or worse.
Gonna give Blaze one more chance. Then, it's time to get tough.
Between Tony and Strange,
I'm sure someone can fix it.
What's that?
Try harder next time!
Maybe I should get a shield like that. What do you think? I'm kidding. It's relevant to what we're facing today. Hydra, the Lilin, your mom, they seem to have the upper hand all over the world.
We do not have time for an Apoca romance.
Well, we definitely screwed that up.
We're golden. Thanks, Hunter.
Did you really think I'd let them do this to you, Hunter? Friends don't let friends turn into Elder God puppets. I'm calling it now. You two are gonna be best friends before this thing is over. Looking good, Hunter.
Hunter, you have the same effect on vampires as microwaving fish does on the Avengers break room. Tony, read your briefings.
The most boring conversations are about who is more powerful.
I had been waiting so long to get some one-on-one skull-pounding time with him. What a waste. It always leaves a bad taste in my mouth when I end a mission with a friend down.
Yeah, there's hope for you yet.
I'm just not sure there's hope for you in this game.
I get that. What happens if the power inside gets twisted somehow? That's a frightening amount of collateral damage.
Saved this one just for you!
This is the only costume I'm putting on today. Take it or leave it.
What's 2 months in the scope of things, really? It takes time to stop a god. Try not to get wiped out by Hydra flunkies while you're mouthing off.
You mean take the scenic route and actually enjoy the ride? Like with some semblance of a social life or free time? Huh, sounds like a freaking nightmare. Reason why we're friends. You're certainly saving me from boredom.
Yeah, I'll be there shortly. Maybe I shouldn't be so gung-ho about you confronting Lilith.
Oh, how I hoped someone would egg me on about going binary.
Ha! Really?
I wonder who did the stitching, Tony or the doctor?
Tough mission? It happens to the best of us.
Be careful with all that power. The world at large has gotten very outspoken about collateral damage these days.
Bravo for that nugget, Ghost Rider.
Oh, make sure you send me that on Superlink. Sure. Some of them even hold a small selection of drinks and snacks. How cool is that? Our forces are strained enough trying to keep up with Hydra. We could have used his intel.
Is that what Hydra looks like under the armor? Gotta break free from this!
Famous last words. You realize that you'll need to win the next 3 matches to beat me.
Hunter?
You should find out who the Avengers publicist is. Get your name out there.
I feel like I'm getting served here.
How am I supposed to one-up that?
I know I wouldn't be here if it wasn't important, and Lilith is about as dangerous as they come on Earth.
Gotta keep up your social media presence, right?
I don't like it either, but until that changes, S.H.I.E.L.D. will keep tabs on them. I could take him on a mission in the Greater Magellanic Cloud and he wouldn't bat an eye.
It's only one patrol. Take them down.
Got something to get off your chest, Hunter? It's almost impossible to imagine the horror, the atrocities committed on these grounds all those years ago. Then again, we are less than 20 miles from Fenway Park.
Ugh!
That's because he's throwing everything at the wall to see what sticks.
It doesn't matter what plans fail. As long as one succeeds, he wins.
What do Sin and Dracula get out of their unholy alliance? Why would Sin's Hydra troops help Dracula's cause? And what is their endgame?
Oh, yeah, I know what you mean. Sometimes the kids around here use slang that could be Shi'ar poetry for all I know. If everyone around here had your work ethic, we'd have Lilith beat in no time.
What?
After your 3rd or so apocalypse, you never know what's going to come out of left field at the last second. Why have I not heard of Crash Morgan?
Oh, right, sure. Only maybe next time say it less vampire-y. I heard a lot about Johnny Blaze, but no one mentioned that he knows how to show a girl a blazin' good time. You must have a pretty big collection by now. This should be worth a few magic crystals. Should I be offended or flattered? Oh, that's just gross. We got off to an ugly start here. These vampires are a problem. At least we know how to handle them. I think we're fresh out of enemy Hulk protocols. Huh. Good point. What are we waiting for? Let's hit Hydra hard. This is what we're after, right? Well, we never played much poker together, but if we don't end up in the belly of an elder god, perhaps there's always time. Close. Red Skull dug them back in World War II, but where they go, well, we're not sure. Yet. I'll get to you if I can! Now that's a rare cover. So that was Limbo, huh? I see where Ileana gets her sunny personality from. Ah, but the next time you see the sled, Glaxogorp passes it off to another Zorgot and orders it to be sterilized. How very Midnight Sun emo of you, Hunter. More than enough room. When was the last time you took a break? I'm feeling really good about our odds. Now's the time to press our advantage against Hydra. Basically, yeah. I feel like I've underestimated you on a lot of levels. Shh! Do not make me go binary on you. I don't feel like my usual self. Nico never should have taught you that word. You know Blade. He prefers to be on level ground. It's hard to be on your guard when you're dangling from someone's arms. You're clear! I'm gonna come out and say this. Dahlia's a good kid. If anything, Storm should be proud of her for doing the right thing. I like you, but you really need to stop doing that. I have complicated feelings about my birthday. Sorry. Hope I didn't hurt you. When someone says we need to call in the big guns, they're talking about me. Just don't say it in front of Bruce. How many times have you hit your head over the years? Roughly? Anything else on your mind? I'm actually surprised Blade wants some airtime. Between military housing, deep space, and this place, this is like a 5-star hotel. Blade might be right about heroes getting spoiled these days. I'm all in. Oops. This is why I normally fly. Don't read too much into this now. Please, for the sake of us all, do not stop dominating that demon skin look. You ever have the feeling like you forgot something really important but aren't sure what it is? Even heroes get caught up in gossip. Wasn't expecting a real fight. We need intel badly. I'm just glad everyone came back okay. If you're looking for a pen pal, I know a few lonely Kree I could pass that on to. I remember visiting Salem as a kid, but I'm almost positive they never mentioned Lilith when it came time to explain the witch trials. When Hydra isn't preoccupied with world-ending scenarios, they spend a lot of their free time terrorizing the citizens of New York through various low-level operations. Hunter, you remembered my fur baby's name. What about you? You died here, so I bet you have some complicated thoughts about this place. During my time with the space program, I found myself involved in a conflict between alien species, Kree and Skrulls. I got too close to a device called the Psyche Magnetron, and it completely altered me. Just curious. I don't think I could have lasted that long, trapped in my own head. I'm impressed you came out the other end of it as yourself. You're not referring to one of those mean girl characters, are you? Because I know I can spar with the best of them, but I try to give everyone around me a fair shake. Let me give you a hand. Your first mission. Getting those save the world tingles yet? I wonder what other horrible things have been happening around the universe in my absence. It has been a year after all. Don't worry. I can take it. No matter what happens out there, you're a great competitor. Yeah, I try to be considerate. Oh, I like that. He might say something slightly different, but yeah. Aside from dealing with the devil, I'd say we came out ahead. Is your source Maria Hill, or intercepted comms, or other? You're a tough cookie, Hunter. Hopefully you won't need to survive too many more explosions. But in our line of work, well, getting blown up is part of the job description. Yes, but an entirely new breed. Nothing I've seen before. Tony's kind of a jerk. If Hydra is harboring Bruce, they're about to have another bad day. That's clever. And it'll freak him out. Yeah, okay. I'll try it. Yeah, I can't imagine Dracula sharing his throne. And Sin would never provide troops without a promise of greater power. Just try to keep up! If Crossbones killed Faustus, it means there is so much more that Hydra doesn't want us to know. I prefer fighting Skrulls to this. No new assignments right now. At least, not from me. I've punched through Skrull star cruisers that went down faster. Something's up. We live to fight another day. That's something. Here, this should help! Yeah, we do make a good team. That thing's tougher than a Flurkin furball. You better steer clear of him and his creepy slime shield for a while. I'm just waiting to hear who bows out of training with you first. Someone's gonna get rocked. Blade really kept his cool down there. I haven't been getting the best sleep lately. So, strange smash?
Just be careful you don't damage any doors. -5. Ration paste bland, apartment wall vanilla, hotel art banal. Even the diagrams are boring. Why are we moping around? Let's get out there and avenge the Avengers Tower. No one can stop us. Coming from anyone else, those spells would make you sound insane. None of this trash is important enough to be in charge. He must be close by, and it seems like it worked out. Would have been nice for the professor to send us a heads up. Ever look up at the stars and wonder what it's like? I think there's some kind of magic holiday going on, but I'm out of the loop. I turned down Nick Fury for this. Banner's got to answer for all the chaos he caused, even if he was a Lilith puppet at the time. Well, I updated her on the mission. She said something I can only assume to be a prolific swear word in Russian and disappeared. Literally. And with no magic... Yep, there it is. Right there with you. Nah, I volunteered for Blaze Patrol. Would be kind of a jerk move to push off my duties onto someone else. Every second we waste arguing, Hydra takes another bite out of our ass. There's a certain special Hydra mad scientist out there whose face is just begging for a smacking. And these gamma signatures of his don't seem to want to analyze themselves. There's that can-do, get-it-done, old-timey prophesied savior of humanity attitude I was hoping to see today. Still, you better hurry. Not sure how long Hydra will remain in their current position. I wonder if there's an audiobook. I retain more when I'm working out. Cool. I can put that to good use. I've never had the devil jump me before. Talk about nightmare fuel. How did our secret handshake end up being so uncoordinated? Well, at least we passed the time. Who else? I'm not leaving you behind. Oh, you're fine. We'll take it at your pace. I enjoy slowing down, remember? If we had some rookies, I'd say send them out for the experience. But I think we're past that. Did Caretaker really teach you that? I know she's secretly a badass. Don't get too excited. I didn't say I liked you either, but you've got potential. I'm not gonna comment on Banner's choice of wall art. It's not that I don't appreciate the sentiment, Hunter, but I'll tap out when I'm ready. If only there was some way we could turn this problem of yours into something productive. Fingers crossed. It's a... never mind. It's the kind of suit that makes you feel confident, even when you're not. It's not all a big pile of nothing. Saturn is lovely in person. Every time I'm near, I take a pit stop on one of its moons. Just sit there and appreciate the cosmos. A text, carrier pigeon, something. I'm going to be up all night trying to make sense of it. See if it helps us find our way back into the sanctum. Ah, spoiler. He wants to tell you himself. Don't let me keep you. Guessing that explains the Hydra goons and ominous green lights. That wasn't my favorite. Do you believe in miracles? Because it's gonna take one to pull this off. The Hulk is an order of magnitude stronger, no question. But he doesn't have my precision, patience, or reliability. At least, that's how Bruce put it. Not very much. Here's hoping Spider-Man and Venom stay put for a couple minutes. No worries. I figured you'd say exactly that. Tell you what. First, you finish your duties, get the all clear, then we rest and relax. Just watch where you're spraying that stuff, all right? What in the... Actually, you're right. She'd just teleport right through them. You know how hard it is to get that pink goo out of the carpet? And bring Logan. Yep. Small unit tactics in zero-gravity environments. It's a real page-turner. Most of them don't stick around as a pompous version of themselves. Doesn't really feel like that right now. I'm just twiddling my thumbs here, Hunter. We need more intel caches. I think a change of scenery should do us some good. That was the hard part, right? I think it's encouraging that there's so many heroes waiting to join the fight. Don't worry. We can juggle 2 threats at the same time, even if they're both made of knives. Looking forward to going a few rounds with these new and improved Hydra soldiers. Hey, you can carry my bags anytime. You're one of the only people here who has the strength to handle them. Okay, I'll be honest with you. Anyone is the person I want to see right now. At this point, I'd sit down for a tea with Galactus if it meant I didn't have to sift through these gamma readings for another second. I'm not sure which is scummier, mercenaries or bounty hunters. Oh, what about bounty hunters who work for mercenaries that work for culty fascists? You're wasting your energy. Next time I won't go easy. I'm convinced there's some kind of time dilation going on around here. How could it have been a year already? This isn't some kind of snipe hunt, is it? Yet every minute I'm thinking about that person. I'm also feeling guilt about not trying to save more people. I wonder if Tony could build me a robot dog. Let's try this together. Some people just like to wallow in their own misery. It's about time the good guys got to wear black. Yeah, it's not like I have to monitor critical machines or anything. I'm not one of those people who really responds to negative reinforcement. Look, I try not to get involved in team politics. I'll work with anyone who gets the job done. I don't care what team they're from. Central is ready to work. Nowhere. The dude has totally gone off-grid. Minor feedback. If anyone dings a glass and asks for a speech, keep the evil abhors a vacuum stuff to yourself. It's a party, Hunter. We all earned the win, so let people enjoy it.
So this is the nexus of every possible reality, real, imagined, or whatever. Makes you think. Somewhere out there in the vast infiniteness, there's a Tony Stark who isn't an a-hole.
New York always comes together during a crisis, and seeing us fight for them hastens it. Tony, he spent the morning investigating. I heard him ask Strange if ghosts eat yogurt. Because it's not just about fighting, it's about how to conduct yourself when in conflict with others. My dad was a Navy officer, but I wouldn't say he ever did the service proud. He never found much reason to encourage me, even after I climbed a few ranks in the Air Force. We never did make peace, and I'm okay with that. Does anyone ever give you a hard time about this? I'm guessing no. All in all, this was a great party. Exactly. Crash won't need it to survive because they're within the bubble city. This isn't even all of it. There's a whole other section, but I can't access it. It's all geometric shapes. Until I realized they were representational, I was extremely confused about Kree biology. Hard to follow its movements. I usually try to come out here when it's quiet. I wouldn't want to intimidate any of our big, strong friends. No issues to report. They're not always glamorous, but these missions are still crucial to stopping Lilith. Just you and the cosmic wonders. Whoa, what just happened? We could, but you might need to hold your breath. I love it. One of the X-Men has claims on perfect accuracy. Let's see how perfect. So, what's Limbo like when you're off the beaten path? They need help! So when you were, I don't know, sleeping for 3 centuries, did you dream? It's not exactly a subtle look, but it's cool. What would the life of regular Carol Danvers look like? He always gets into trouble when he's alone. Did we blow him off? Did he reach out but we missed it? I don't know. Steve doesn't, but he's also called Captain America. The name alone carries rank and authority. Black is slimming. I want to say I still am, but I saw countless stars while I was in the Kree Star Force. White dwarfs, red giants, even a couple of neutrino stars. All done. Excuse me, this is not going the way I wanted it to.
Hi friendship greeting.
I'd love to hang out. And not just because Central is updating. We make a good team, Hunter. I think Lilith is in for more than she bargained for. That's nice of you. Confirmed. The crates have the artifacts. Let's get the rest and move out. Wait, no. I was wondering why we're talking shop at a Flirkin' party. Did you not hear that we have tacos? Go get them. So you're telling me magic grew up here? In that case, she's probably the most well-adjusted kid I've met in this universe. Which brings us to our final profile. The unfortunate side of our profession. Take it from me, an aspiring workaholic, it can get addictive. What are we? Teenagers? It's been ages since I played Go Fish. Guessing the Darkhold doesn't have any spells for boosting your cardio. Let's grab this turkey before he makes it to the transport. Oh, I know. You've got a date with a symbiote. Don't let me stand in the way. Well, we know they'll sell at least 2 copies, right? A superhero with a cover model side hustle. That's a new one. Oh yeah, poor Lilith. Even she can do better than Faustus. Oh, and while they don't turn people into vampires, they can infect classic vampires who then serve as portable hemolisks for the new breed. And the team didn't implode out there. Suck it, Rumlow. You're a natural when it comes to showing off, Tony. If this is the best we can do. Good thing I'm borderline invulnerable. Here's hoping Tony can pull this off. Oh, hey there, fellow Night Owl. That's an important aspect, but it's more than just an attack strategy. It's about what comes after. Transy is still in pieces. I don't see much of it surviving the biblical nightmare going on down there. Crossbones keeps taunting us. If everything goes south, I could rally some interstellar allies to retake Earth. I'm just talking out loud. The best contingencies are the ones you never need to use. Oh, I get the importance of finding him, okay? Don't need you to Hunter-splain it to me. I like where this is going. Ooh, nice paint job. I've got some scores to settle. All right, Tony, following your lead. Kree DNA will open a lot of doors for you. Makes a girl wonder where I'd be without it. Yeah? Give yourself 3 or 4 more apocalypses, see where you land. Trust me, Hunter, I know the stakes. Wouldn't be here if I didn't. Is Blade doing his meeting start foot tap thing? Fun vampire crypt puns aside, I'll tell you, Hunter, he's an asset. It's fairly routine stuff for heroes these days, and worst case, we'll still get some fresh intel in the process. Finally, let's go before I'm retasked. Who would have thought I would be excited to go on a vacation with my enemy's kid? No offense. That must be rough. But trust me when I say you're needed here more. Whatever the good Dr. Faustus was up to spells bad news for us. Stay close and follow my lead. Pet eating is definitely mine. Looks like it's up to me now. Careful, or you might give Blade sword envy. Getting to know Blade has been nice. Maybe Morbius won't be so bad. Steve's always said they aren't much for talking. But then again, I'm told I can be rather persuasive when I need to be. Let's go and give the nightmares
Their own nightmares. Don't worry. I'm gathering all the intel you'll need. Soon enough, we'll kick the new breed back into whatever hell they crawled out of. One thing is certain. Vampires are making the most of the chaos Lilith created. The good news? I see no signs that they're working together. Used to hearing that I'm too powerful. I need to pull my punches. Strange's artifacts are in those crates, but we need to take the guards down first. And my painting was scroll anti-expressionism. It's big on Xandar.
The two of us on the mean streets of New York? Evildoers beware.
Great. When you're done, we can talk about it. Like a mini book club. Hunter, have you seen Blade around? With enough time, a single hemolyst could generate an endless number of vampires. So goes the theory. Okay, what's Hydra up to now? Earth to Hunter. This is Marvel. Do you read? I doubt it happens often. Sending your friends out to fight isn't the easiest choice, but we all know what we signed up for. Yeah, thought it might be that. Asking for help doesn't come easy. I'm usually the one giving the orders. That's getting old! This situation has certainly escalated. Now I'm ready to rock and roll. Chalk up another defeat for Lilith. Yeah, it means we might want to have a little chat with our friendly neighborhood hunter. That's a relief. Don't mess with me. We can worry about Sin and the statue later. Focus on getting out of there alive. Am I the only one around here who gets this kind of special attention? Speaking of truth, aren't you the kid of a demon? Shouldn't you be able to understand evil? Hey, if he deems it a bigger threat than I think it is, I'm happy to run it down. But for now, smash a cake someone made for me? That's just rude. Hey, that hurt! Looks good to me. Aw, that's a cute Halloween costume. Look at the little skull. Adorable. Follow Stark's target. I miss it. Up in the stars. Air Force pilot. I used to fly the unfriendly skies before I was attached to the space program. And back then, I was entirely human. I'd choose this over punching a starship in half. And that is so much fun. Just think of all the amazing stories that have been passed around in this room. And now we can start adding our own. For the record, Bruce, I did not smash that thing. Sounds restful. And now our 9 to 5 is stopping your mom from 86ing the world. Well, being vulnerable with you, well, it's been the highlight of this prophecy-busting experience. Another sparring day? After yesterday? With me? Why is it so easy to spend time with you? I'm almost suspicious. Want a race? I could fly and you guys could take this thing. See who gets there first? Can't believe I find myself wishing Red Skull were still in charge. Good thing Bruce's cousin is a lawyer. Hello. Without them, the few remaining pockets of vampire activity will die out faster than Chewie devours, well, anything. If I were a Hydra mastermind, I'd keep secret labs stocked with even more secret research. I'm ready to destroy Lilith's home in retaliation. Not if you're wearing shades. There you are, Hunter. Got time to look at something? Yeah, I heard she gave you some trouble. Anything else you noticed? Let's put it this way. I lived through a time literally called the Age of Apocalypse. Welcome back from the dead. I've always heard Asgard is the place to go if you're interested in forging exotic weapons. But this place seems perfectly adequate to me. Time to spill your guts, Hydra. Thanks, Hunter. So you have time to read them? That's not a bad look on you. I've run into some serious nasties in my time, but that venom thing looks like something straight out of Chewie's litter box. And I'll keep working on unlocking the files. Yeah, evil, honey. I think they can arrest you for that in New York, Blade. That's why I had you read it on your Spark. The mnemonic lexicon won't work with a hard copy. How do we know you're even in there? It could just be the suit. Don't know why I didn't see it. You're perfect for this. Oh, they didn't like that. Strange said it would be catastrophic, and Caretaker told me it was impossible. Let's say Tony took the shot. Perfect bullseye. Bruce is a goner, nothing but gamma dust, and that's how we defeat our enemy. As long as we're still standing, they're gonna fall. Yeah, let's catch up. We try not to rank them. It's more of an above a certain threshold kind of thing. I'm betting you've already written a few drafts of that sordid little tale in your feelings journal, huh, Doc? If this keeps up, you might not even need my help anymore. Careful, Steven. Keep your thumb outside your fist when you punch. It's hard to cast the crimson bands of Sidorak with a broken finger. I'd love to, Hunter. But who's gonna look for Bad Boy Blaze while I'm resting my eyes? Ha! They're actually trying to hide from us! Blade dared me to eat one of the green candies. They keep making moves. About time we did the same. You know what, Hunter? I really don't like being told what I can or cannot do. Talk to you later. Huh. Sounds like you were like the high school vampire slayer in Blade's favorite television show, and Caretaker was that librarian guy. Before we do this saving the world thing, that's just bad for morale if you ask me. He was with me when we first unlocked the drive. He was already agitated from Crossbones' death, but I think seeing what he had on us really set him off. Right, but to be perfectly honest, I don't know if we actually need to know. Feels like we should, but I might just be creating a box to fill it.
No way.
Of course, we should evac the citizens. They should be used to it by now.
This is true. Anyone else would have tapped out hours ago looking for him.
They say Venom is pretty tough. I'm eager to find out for myself.
I can think of worse places to grow up, all things considered. I take it this isn't a secret organization. Anyway, I'm not leaving you alone in this. First, we take care of Lilith, then vacay.
That's a Roger. You really want to keep doing that? That explains so much. No wonder he gets so strange around me.
See what I did there?
But then we're down a birthday cake.
That should help.
I'll throw it back to you. What did you think of the book?
I'm telling you, Hunter, if I have to spend one more hour scanning digital maps for that hot Cheeto, even my super sight is gonna go all squiggly.
That's a very creative look. Monsters from hell, portals to limbo.
And Tony said you wouldn't be any fun.
I shouldn't say it. It's really silly. Not super heroic, you know. Still not my thing, but sure. Why not? We all get the team we need the most.
Don't blink! You'd think after 80 years of failure, Hydra would throw in the towel already. Besides, it would take up too much time to catch anyone else up on all the places Johnny Blaze is not.
This ought to help. Now's not the time to be AWOL, Hunter. We need you in the war room. We're learning a little bit more about our enemy with each encounter. Soon enough, I think we'll start gaining some actual ground on them. Let's talk later, Hunter. Tony'll start pouting if you keep him waiting too long.
Whoa, message received.
Not to sound arrogant, but it's almost work moving this slow.
A part of me does, I guess. But I can't really complain. These powers opened a lot of doors.
Don't take this the wrong way, but at least with Lilith's influence, Hydra puts up a little bit of a fight. Think about how boring it would be if they were just your basic rent-a-mercs.
I'm glad you're so enthusiastic.
Lilith's messing with our minds, right? Because that dream was too real.
Well, that's exciting. These crossover events are getting weird.
Give me a fast car across the desert any day. Don't know what it is about Faustus, but that guy really grates on me. I'm really curious to see what Faustus is up to with the Gamma. Beat them before they eat you?
See ya.
Bruce's unhinged mind looks bad for us, Hunter. Too bad we never have time to sightsee. I love the desert. Hunter, I'm at the grotto. There's something here you'll want to see. I can't even consider the otherwise. I'm not going to.
Maybe my open mic poetry analogy was too generous. It's not even good enough to be bad.
You're way out of your league. Took the fight to Lilith, huh? Next time, take more fight with you.
Is that for Guns and Broadswords magazine?
Got some ops ready for you. Thanks. I have a good feeling about this. Did Tony put you up to this? These Zoomer vampires are more outgoing. They hunt in packs and don't seem to care if anyone notices them. People may not always like his methods, but you can't fault his drive. Blade is relentless.
I should probably head back. I bet Caretaker rips Blade a new one and I don't want to miss it.
Looks like Blade decided on a book. That's a thought. Maybe in another life.
Is that all?
You're saying they pair well with Hydra? Good, because I want to hear your thoughts on Volume 50.
Not on my watch.
This is definitely gonna hurt.
No, I'm having a great time. I thought you were setting up a cheesy joke.
Hi, Hunter. Good thing we've got her offspring on our side. I could use some R&R. I might make it look easy, but it's still a workout. The last thing I thought I'd be doing this morning was bashing Hydra heads across the Sanctum Sanctorum. I am so glad I decided to wash my hero pants last night. We should really be filming this. Some TV executive out there would do unspeakable things for the Stark vs. Strange reality hour. This area in particular?
Happy to have him on the team.
Nice to have you back, Bruce. I know you'll make short work of that barrier. Back in the Air Force, we had a saying. We do the impossible every day.
Save a few Hydra for me, all right?
You and me! Let's go! Yeah, sure. I've heard that cliche a million times. It's lonely at the top, right? I think NASA is still working on suspended animation for deep space travel. Maybe they should try your technique. I do get cocky sometimes, but I don't take any of this for granted. And I always remember where I came from. Arrogance is like punching the afterburner with your wheels down. I still think there's intel we're missing. There's no Cree word for stuffy, but essentially that. This was a blast, Hunter. To go through all that and come out the other side just as empathetic. Dahlia's got the chops to be a good leader. The hydrogun fight. Crash gets hit in the helmet and goes down. And what happens whenever Crash is unconscious?
Seems like it might have more kick than a Kree starship.
This'll make a difference. Well, this was educational. In a terrible way.
Should I scout ahead?
I could clear a wave or two.
Looks like Dracula's plan went up in smoke. See what I did there?
I have to admit,
I didn't think you'd be such a formidable poker player.
Yet another reason to respect you.
Not the best start, but we're still in it.
Not as much as you have. Not very inspiring, Hunter. Figured you'd have something to say about group effort, teamwork, etc. Maybe a pun about stakes. Yeah, good call.
You're pretty good, Hunter. I'm not sure the odds were in your favor on that one. Yet here you are.
The good news is, we're foiling his plans faster than he's setting them in motion. If we keep nipping these buds, he'll have nothing left.
That's a good look on you.
One of our people needs help! I still don't enjoy this. But for you, sure.
Why don't you check the mirror table and see what we've got on our plate?
This doesn't happen often. Should have stopped at 1.
Tony, on 2 hours of sleep.
I'm sure Tony won't mind if I install XCOM on Central. It's for tactical research. Every little bit helps.
It's going, but I'm not.
Roger that.
Hey, Hunter, when you've got a minute, could you meet me in the war room?
Pick a bad guy. Any bad guy.
You're not wrong. All right, I'll do it.
See? Told you we could do it.
Strange has been up all night muttering incantations over the demon child armor. I think that means it's ready.
That's good to hear. Thank you.
Did the other heroes ever profile you as a bad guy by mistake?
Wow, this is actually fairly horrific. Don't get me wrong, I was expecting something nightmarish, but whew, you really have to see these things for yourself to experience the true existential terror. Got a little woozy. See? Not so tough.
That's what I figured. Give me alien worlds over magical hellscapes any day of the week.
We know you're strong enough to take it. You're as good as they say.
Yeah? Speaking of helping, should probably get back to it. Just tell me what I need to do to make this plan happen.
Here we go. Let's do this.
Don't wear that suit too long. I sense it has a will of its own.
If you post that on Superlink, send me a copy. I'm ready for a rematch anytime.
Okay then. Anything else of note? This journal is like a love letter to Aleister Crowley, the Necronomicon, Jack the Ripper, and Charles Manson. All remixed into some nightmarish open mic poetry. I guess technically that is a break, but if you're like me, your mind is still working overtime even when you're relaxing. Well, if anyone was wondering what happens when the good guys use the evil book, Johnny Blaze has you covered.
That'd make a great Halloween costume.
I have a feeling you're about to tell me. I don't know if this is your old-fashioned worldview or something more sinister at work, but there will be no more deaths if I can help it.
Might be a little after your time. You know, I should see if Caretaker has any of her books in the Abbey. That should put a dent in Hydra's smuggling operation. Assuming the whole city isn't overrun with clandestine warehouses.
Wish I'd brought something to read.
Yeah, wishful thinking. But prototypes can be unpredictable. Just to ask Hank Pym about Ultron.
I'm not trying to be judgmental. We need ruthless soldiers like you in battles like this to do the things the rest of us aren't comfortable doing.
These are just grunts. We need their commander. We need to know the nature of Faustus's research. Hydra's had us on the back foot for too long. That shouldn't be a problem. Thanks, Hunter. Whoops!
We have to get our hands on that parchment before your nightmare of a mother does.
2 of the 3 most powerful Avengers are now on the same side. Can't get out of this! No.
You are legally obligated to tell me if you're a zombie. You know that, right?
Ugh, just give me a minute.
So, let's stop the prophecy, kill your mom again, and then log off to party. Forgot I was talking to the chosen one there for a second. Still, I actually find that somehow comforting. Maybe we can start a tortured vision book club or something.
More than anyone else in the book, Washington believed true leadership is a contract bestowed upon you by those whom you lead. Volume 50 of the Kavat Koth. It's entirely about Cree agricultural practices, but it builds on the metaphor. It's essential reading before volume 89. I might have triggered the silent alarm.
And time is one thing we do not have on our side.
I'm here if you need me. Hey there. Most of my time at Central is hurry up and wait. Stop by when I'm waiting. We'll talk.
Well, I'd love to continue with the chit-chatting, but I've got to get back to the most boring manhunt in history.
I know it's an older book, but this is exactly the kind of story I like. They got me good.
I, for one, have always been curious about what's really under the hood of Robbie's ride. And tonight, I'm determined to find out.
Your greatest weakness. I think you are pretty special, too. Come on, Steve. You know what he means. I'm glad Chewie is off-world. Avengers Tower attacks freak her out. Still, I have this feeling in the pit of my stomach. Doesn't feel like a clean win, you know? You've really got a one-track mind.
Huh. Can you imagine Strange falling under her spell? Or hell, me? That's going to keep me up at night.
Someone give him a hand! Fighting with these super healing guys is such a hassle. Just go down and stay down already. I could have made that so much worse.
Check this out. Johnny Blaze. I hardly knew him. Good to have Wanda back. Had any Cupid sightings yet today?
Some places just have terrible luck. Steve, how long have you bugged me to read this?
Okay, but you're still right.
Oh, it's not the cat I'm worried about. When Chewie gets hangry, well, hoo boy, better lock your doors and windows.
Think you're pretty strong now, huh?
Sounds like a challenge to me.
I know. Force of habit to always have a plan, even for the fun stuff.
They dropped a mountain on Banner.
You're right. I get antsy when the status has been quo for too long.
How long have you two been sharing a room now? A day?
You know, the other captain really isn't a fan of yours. You should hear the things he says about you. I've never heard so much profanity out of a saint.
Definitely a supernova, then. Whatever weird gamma experiments Banner was performing on Wanda, they have something to do with the sanctum.
Art is very subjective. Who am I to judge?
Now we know what they're up to. The question is, what are we gonna do about it?
Well, can't you just... I don't know.
Wide open sky, room to fly. Let me show these Lilin a thing or two.
Goosebumps all over.
I bet I can make you talk. They have similar weaknesses. Sunlight still kills them. But not everything lines up. No need to invite them in. They're happy to smash through the door.
Might as well commemorate our many adventures to come.
Tony sees himself as an outsider. He never felt like he fit in, so it can be hard for him to get used to people. For him to realize he's already part of their crowd.
Sorry, Bruce, we lost you. Did you say gamma?
When you get back, we should talk tactics. I wouldn't mind hearing how you managed to pull this stuff off in the old days. I'd love to hear the story of how Demon Hunter HQ ended up with a swimming hole. Hey, any interest in hunting for a pot of gold? Either way, I'm sure they're nothing you can't handle, Hunter.
I think they're mad.
Nothing specific. More of an impression. You and Bruce, your faces, you didn't look good. Is this what Steven goes through?
You'll pick it up.
My visions are chaotic at best and very few and far between. Maybe a while before I can make sense of this one.
You are freakishly talented when it comes to sneaking up on people.
You've got a real problem with spatial awareness. They don't tell you how to win. They tell you how the Kree have previously won.
There's a certain special Hydra mad scientist out there whose face is just begging for a smacking. And these gamma signatures of his don't seem to want to analyze themselves.
I think you'll like my choice. Give it a shot. That's all I ask. But while it would make some titillating nightmare fuel, we have bigger fish to fry. I gotta hand it to us. We made one heck of a mess out there.
At least we don't have to get them developed anymore.
Same. I'm still not clear on why some Hydra forces left with her and others served as vampire food. Hunter, I'm glad you could make it. I've got something disturbing to show you. I'm just seeing how the group handles itself outside of combat. Some of these people might get a little trigger-happy without a clear objective.
Rest assured, Hunter. I'll make sure to give you a call-out on comms so you don't miss the celestial fireworks.
The one time I sit in for Caretaker, this is what I get. A lunatic pervert mercenary.
As in Hydra. They've gotta know the way inside.
I know you may not be used to our time period yet, so when in doubt, punch the dude in the creepy helmet.
Hear, hear.
See you at the next one. One and the same. I love it. You're a mind reader. On this planet, marmalade jam.
This shouldn't take too long.
You're not afraid of your strength, and you fight to win in every battle. Fascinating info here. And by fascinating, I mean I want to blast these creeps to the moon. Oh, I forgot your symbiote goop suit and the parchment of power. And that's before we even get to the big fat asterisk that is the God Killer.
I'm sure he would, but I'm the one who volunteered for Blaze Patrol. Would be kind of a jerk move to push it off onto someone else, especially a friend.
Yeah. I'm glad he's around, too. I'm actually surprised Steve recommended this book.
Barely a scratch!
Every encounter with the new breed vampires raises more questions than it answers. Assuming we survive your mom's reign of terror, I think I can arrange an intergalactic getaway, but that's not how the Midnight Suns work. You're all peers, and you first among them. I'll try it your way. Board games are getting so elaborate these days. When I was a kid, Risk was about as serious as we got. I hope I have time for this. I used to be in one of these with my friend Jess, but it fell apart. Central will crack the code. Well, from a spotty centuries-old reference and the data we've collected, new breed vampires are basically fangs, claws, and a bottomless stomach. They live to feed. You know I wouldn't cut anybody else this kind of slack. Seriously. Is this for Christmas or Halloween? What? You know someone was gonna say it. Always heard that I have too much energy.
Was Transia known for giant rabbits? Just curious.
Hydra sure does get around. Are we sure they don't have a limbo portal too?
Bring it!
Things must have been so different back in the 1700s.
Do you catch it?
Challenging him to an arm wrestling contest? Smash it. Catch you later.
I owe you big time, Hunter.
Okay then. If you're gonna complain the fight is unfair, don't step into the ring with me. Well, the scroll can change shape. Huh. No wonder magic is messed up.
All right, let's hit him.
Oh, of course. I think that's what the text is working against. Nearest sword ship is several parsecs away. It'll take them too long to get here. Aw. I was hoping for the R-rated version. No, wait. He's been terrified of Chewie ever since that hairball tried to eat his ship.
The Dread Maiden was a team effort, and that felt good. Oh, I love to be useful. So what's up? It's refreshing to talk to someone around here who doesn't pretend to have all the answers for a change.
Don't listen to her, Bruce. Lilith is lying to you. She's in your head. We need to gather all the intel we can manage and find out what Hydra is up to out here.
I take it you found our gatekeeper. Then let me explain what's going on.
The very same.
Does it still count as Independence Day if you're in a transient bubble? Whoa there, that's, pretty brutal.
Looks like she's not going away easily.
Conquered worlds came with people. Rather than treat them as prisoners, the Kree provided them with most benefits enjoyed by Kree citizens. This period is known as the cultivation. The art of war encourages fluidity of thought. The variations presented in the chapter on flexibility are examples, not rote technique. The new outfit looks spectacular, just really badass. Oh God, my life is such a cliche.
They just don't know when to quit.
Not a bad way to look at it. Who knows? Gifted with greatness, but cursed with solitude.
We never seem to have much luck with these stealth approaches.
You can stand there all day. Not gonna psych me out. Present company included, Hunter. I'm Captain Marvel. Not anymore. I've learned to be comfortable in my own skin. But I do remember that feeling.
Saying my time is valuable sounds kind of uppity, but there are people out there counting on me to keep the peace. It seems like we can't ever catch our breaths around here. There's always something going on. I've missed these little talks.
I have nothing else to do. Sure.
Which arm are you guys again?
Arm D? B team? Third string? Don't worry. Chewie would never hurt Charlie. Now that you know what to expect, I'm sure you'll do just fine. I don't pull punches to spare anyone's ego. Captain Marvel's trackable online activity indicates an unhealthy interest in cat videos. If I ever get cornered, I better have a cat handy to take hostage. No offense, but I actually don't buy that, Hunter. You did kill your mother when it came down to it, didn't you?
Did you say Eastern Europe? Is that where your client is? Just make sure you stick to the good guy stuff. Wouldn't want to have to fight you. I'm just gonna go about my business here. You do whatever that is you're doing.
The mysteries deepen, Hunter. Okay, well, hi back at ya.
Creepy.
But this new breed is terrifying in a way that isn't so amalgamated.
I hope you're ready for this.
Hunter, my second favorite zombie superhero. Well, good luck bringing her back.
That's all the goons. Now where's their boss?
Sounds like I missed an interesting encounter with Johnny Blaze. Don't blame yourself. This one is on all of us. We got cocky.
Maybe I will, one of these days.
I don't think Magic realizes she's not the only one here fluent in Russian. She's got a mouth like a sailor. I wish I had something new to share with you, but I've been too busy. Hey, it's not a birthday party until someone destroys the cake. Usually that's Tony. Hunter, do you have another intel cache? We're dead in the water without one. Really? You picking up a Kree accent? I'm surprised. It's extremely subtle. Yeah, I know. Nasty artifacts like that aren't known for their safety features. Still, I wonder if Strange and Tony could have used it to make something useful.
I do not think they liked that.
Look, if Satan had a nuke, I could hand you a dossier thicker than your head. But he doesn't, so... Speaking of crushing Hydra skulls, you had an interesting childhood, huh? But I get it. Need to think outside the box on this one.
I'm uncharacteristically hamstrung at the moment.
Didn't think I could get any stronger.
Not feeling so hot.
Well, Stark and Strange do good work.
As long as I get to hit you back.
Sorry if I'm ruining any romantic notions of space travel.
Beneath all that, you have the real secret.
That they're already expecting us. I read something about self-hypnotic trances once, but I never would have believed it if I hadn't met you. Trust me, you do not want to get spaghettified. Out of respect to Caretaker, I'm not gonna bump you back. Through a wall. And I can't think of anyone better to deal with a mystical enemy than Doctor Strange. He's a little out of sorts right now, what with being pushed out of his home, but he'll adjust.
Take out this patrol quickly, and let's find their boss.
In the Air Force, my call sign was Cheeseburger. And not because I thought it was cute. You get sick one time on the centrifuge and it's with you for life. Or the icing, if I can aim it right.
They still haven't changed their minds.
Can't tell if I pegged Blaze right or wrong. Not if I have anything to do with it. Your equilibrium must be off. Let's get you training again. Haven't played anything other than flight simulators in years. Now they have walking simulators? At this point, I just let you do your thing. I used to get strange stuff caught in my hair whenever I flew. That's why I usually keep mine short. You ever experience that? And along with that, he wants to do the right thing. But it can take some arm twisting for him to realize what that is.
Don't bother trying to hold out on me.
Sometimes these support missions are more important than they seem. Not always, but
Sometimes. Ancient spells are cool and all, but sometimes it's just good to hit something. I'm gonna order the first 4 books. You're welcome to read them when I'm done. We'll start on the bunny slopes. I'll teach you pizza and french fries. There'll be a thermos of hot cocoa waiting for you. Anyway, I wanted to ask how you were, and it turned into a full-blown cooler talk. The new breed I'm tracking are, they're vampires. Spider-Man's gotta hold on for a bit longer. The cavalry's on the way. I'm tracking a new threat. What's ugly, hungry, and dead all over. Which reminds me, I should probably get back to it. Get me out of this! Some things never change, do they? At least I know how to find you. Good. The colors, the sheer energetic release of watching a dying star go out with a bang. Wonder what the desertion rate is for Hydra lackeys. It's good to have friends, especially when you're getting in fights all the time. My gut tells me new breed vampires keep him from getting something he wants. As for what that is, I've had a few run-ins with Wolverine in the past. He's not such a bad guy. You just have to hold your own and be ready for a few slow, intimidating claw reveals. You don't know who you're messing with. No need to mention I do a killer Stephen Strange impression, especially not to him. But if he doesn't, we have to be ready to take the parchment from Blaze by force. Yikes. Hope they've got insurance. You know, I was obsessed with the sun as a kid. A huge nuclear reactor fueling all light and life in our solar system. My intel doesn't mention a visibility issue, but let's circle back to the not again part. Wild knock are extinct these days, but you're not missing much. I heard if knocklings weren't cooked correctly, they'd burn through your stomach lining. We could do a quick lap around the solar system. How long can you hold your breath? You should really check it out up close. If you go at the right time, the coronal loops are amazing. Provided we stop Lilith, I'm sure we can find some use for you in space on a sword team. If you wanted to spar, there are other ways to get my attention. I don't mind. Then you're gonna be up all night if that's what it takes. Over and out. Yeah, I've got a few games on the new machine. Just don't tell Tony. He's a stickler when it comes to productivity. It's okay. I'm the one who volunteered for Blaze Patrol. It would be kind of a jerk move to push off my duties onto someone else. A haunted abbey, in space. You have that, I want to ask you something, but I'm not sure I should look on your face. Go on, ask. Now, apply what you've learned to the enemy. Things are so crazy, I'm sure Tony's currently studying up on ancient defensive spells. Oh, thought I overheard something about you being destined to lead us to victory over Lilith. Maybe I got the name wrong. I think it's kinda cute how you're documenting all these milestones. I don't really have time to spar right now. Maybe later. No argument here. Question is, what do we do now? So you were raised here, you died here, it's where you were resurrected, and it's just a place? We need to start walking, talking, and planning as though this prophecy is going to come true. We should regroup and figure this out. Think I can handle that. So much mucus. Think I pushed my luck. The odds are still in my favor. You're one tough cookie, Hunter. Biscotti level tough. I'm trusting you, Hunter, that none of these will poison me. Surprise! We know where the wasps are building their hive. Let's knock them out. And I thought we were getting along so well. I respect the effort. Keep it up. Come on. Don't do them dirty like that. Normally I'd just meet you there, but I'm actually a little curious about this portal you've been using. Faustus is cursing our names right about now. Take this! Strengths, weaknesses. Mostly weaknesses. You bribing me to think better of you? It's working. Who am I to deny a friend a treasured keepsake? Let's see. Trench coat, sunglasses at night, brooding personality. Stark's father studied Gamma. I wish men would stop toying with the fundamental forces of the universe. Not a lot of people can pull off the whole demon skin look, but you're dominating it. Yes, Hunter. To and from space. You're good to go! Games are great. I just hope we're all resisting the urge to use our powers. Wouldn't want things to get out of control now. It sounds familiar, but I can't put my finger on it. Oh, it's gonna drive me crazy now. No, that's just unacceptable. If someone orders food, I can fly over and pick it up before the next turn. A little extra motivation to stop Lilith never hurts. That's a shame. I'm glad they're feeling confident. I've known magic just about as long as you have. And all I've gotten from her is a few grunts and words I'm afraid to translate. Those are the words that came out of my mouth. Better keep this place on the down low for now. Plenty of space, secured pocket universe location. Next thing you know, S.H.I.E.L.D. or some other acronym-y agency or corporation will be trying to build their next Ultramax prison here. Or worse yet, a theme park. We make a great team! Close enough to impress me. The strategy in Volume 32 wasn't perfect, but it worked out for the Kree far more often than it failed. Right before dawn. Can you imagine? Our friend could use a hand. Yep, it's all here.
whatever it is. Not as happy as I'll be when I deliver my fist to your face. Not bad for our first team-up. You can't go wrong with a fully stocked toolbox. Train hard, fight easy, Hunter. We're keeping people safe and improving our game. You tell me. At least Hydra Green is iconic. If you're a low-rent mercenary, I mean. I'm too tired for a hoorah, but the sentiment is there. Yeah, we'll see. Never thought I'd be considering dating a vampire. Or anyone, for that matter. What do you think about Hunter's armor? Looks slick, huh? According to Ileana, that might break the internet, and I'm curious what that means. Got it. Stop the truck. Oh, a little wordplay. You should use that line on Tony. It would probably bring a tear to his eye. Really? No screaming trees? Huh. I'm pleasantly surprised and slightly disappointed. Who would have guessed the Midnight Suns would be so style-conscious? Hey, Hunter. I'm definitely nowhere near his cash flow, but I wouldn't mind tinkering with rocket suits. I think I could teach you a thing or two. Correct. You want in on this discussion, Hunter? Everything by the numbers. They're shapeshifters.
I never broke eye contact.
I wasn't tracking any of Xavier's gifted in the area. You're lucky you have that. Okay. Let's hear it. No matter what happens, I'll carry our friendship forward, to the stars or beyond. I don't know. Yes, she'd be safe, but what good is that if you feel like you're living your life in a cage? Captain Marvel out. Your present game is top-notch. Speaking of, space is empty. There's not much to do on that journey, but look at the scenery. Even then, it's hard to tell you're actually moving. Oof, that actually hurt a little. There's too many places. We can't be everywhere at once, even with Magic's limbo walk. Heads up, Hunter. It's like alien superglue. You might not be able to fly, but that's probably close enough. Places like this are exactly why I spend so much time off-planet. Yin and yang, Hunter. Some jobs require tweezers, and some a bulldozer. Beginning decryption sequence. I have to admire your persistence. Nothing is assured, so before we go, it's my turn to speak. I'm glad you're here, Hunter. There must be something helpful here. You're a hard demon to dislike, Hunter. Even if you are beating my butt at Hold'em. I can't believe I did this. I just know Chewie's going to lay eggs on my pillow again. I'm back in the saddle. Yeah, I just wanted to say thanks. The universe is smiling at us today. I can feel it. Monster truck shows, stunt cycling extravaganzas, motocross events. But Blaze is totally MIA. Wow, you are really earthbound, huh? Now you see my problem. I'm glad you like the book. You know I'm not that kind of girl, Hunter. All right, that's badass. Dracula still has a supply, but it's barely effective, as you experienced. For a master plan, this one was a real dud. Just more evil junk. Don't these people sleep? Have hobbies? They're going down. Tony and Strange really need to figure out some sort of magical, unfallen Control-Z button, and fast. My coffee tally puts me just shy of 20,000, excluding the cups I forgot to track. That's what I'm worried about. Do you know how many people live in the greater Boston area? But I didn't choose to be this awesome. It was kind of thrust upon me. 1690s, maybe. Hard to believe she's the Hunter's mother. It's pretty obvious how you earned that reputation of yours. Hunter, good to see you on your feet again. Been a while since we've been able to let loose. Talk to you later. Like what? Don't make me blush. I hate blushing. Too wordy. And I couldn't decide on a font. Tony says it has a specific charm. Calls it spoo-ha chic. You'd better not say it's the hair. Makes you wonder where I'd be if the Kree's Psyche Magnetron hadn't turned my imagination into reality. I hardly ever have time to sit down with a book these days. It's kind of sad, really. I tell ya, young me never imagined she'd time travel to hurl a giant eyeball robot into space or dabble with interplanetary diplomacy. Closer we get to the end times, harder it is to celebrate the small victories. You don't seem to be too concerned about your own safety. I'm in shock. I didn't expect to lose the sanctum. She and Faustus used to fight like a sack of rats. Whatever her game is, Hydra as a whole doesn't seem to be a part of it. The new Cosmos is okay, but you can't replace Carl Sagan. We have files, but nothing like this. The observations here are beyond extensive. Like the way you move out there, Hunter. Guess Dr. Strange picked the right supernatural demon hunter to resurrect. What's new, Hunter? We'd have to wear special suits and goggles and be parsecs away. I just tell people you've mastered transcendental meditation and you're deep in thought. They don't believe me, but that's what I tell them. It's a trying time for all of us. I want to cut Cap some slack, but unfortunately, I need to access these files. I'll be honest, that wasn't painless. For Lilith. I'm ready for this. None. They're off the board. I think we hit him where it hurts. One of them would have to go. Of all the gamma accelerators I've seen in my life, this is definitely the gammaest. Haha, I suppose you want me to carry this, too. The scroll probably couldn't even keep up with all these new looks.
Yes.
Okay, this is just uncomfortable.
Go talk to Blade before he squints his eye out. I knocked out a frat boy once for trying something like that. This team is certainly getting stronger and more dangerous every day. Oh, we're in a tough spot here. Someday maybe we'll get around to exploring down there. I'm sure that'll stir something up. I think you're right. Never mess with the sun. Go away. Vampires with a Y, pronounced exactly the same as vampires. I suppose that was wildly creative for the 16th century monks who first cataloged them. Yes, Sarah, but not everyone's like you. Wanda's back. I was getting lonely being the only hero in the strongest Avenger department. The more the merrier. A Kree soldier known as Marvell felt responsible for what happened and took me under his wing. He was a hero in his own right, and we fought beside each other for years. The chapter about flexibility in warfare. Everyone knows me as Carol, but would you believe the name was Kar-El? In the Kree language, it means champion. So you could say expectations were high from the very beginning. Nobody can deny we've done the man proud. I love a chance to rock my Kree bathing suit. Caught me off guard! I can't stop thinking about Bruce. I want to hate him for what he did, but I keep wondering if this was our fault. Kind of like that high school vampire slayer in Blade's favorite television show. That's what I'm talking about! Okay, but I'm not going easy on you, Hunter. You're way too good for that. That hit me right in my adrenaline heart, Hunter. I don't get to sit down and play a game with friends that often. It's a nice change of pace. I'd check in with Caretaker if I were you. As strong as you are, she still tends to worry about her little family. Okay, well, thanks anyway. Real power is standing back up after getting knocked down. Oof, something's wrong. Right. She never wanted it, and the Zorgots definitely don't want it. Glaxogorp, posing as the princess, can steer Demos away from war. Sometimes the results are great. He can split a molecule and make it rain in the Sahara. Stay out of trouble. Yeah, I'm glad he's around too. Things could be going better. Yesterday was no fluke. That was all you, buddy. Maybe we're getting fired. Might need a hand here. So you're tough. But why stop now? I'll keep trying to break this code while you find Cap. Everyone needs a hobby, but I was thinking more like cooking or playing with a dog. Running into people is not a hobby. I do love the sound of a glass ceiling shattering, and it would be nice to know that I did it with no extraterrestrial help, so to speak. It's finally time to confront your family issues. Now that's some grade A hero quality sarcasm you got going there. Would I still be in the Air Force? Or NASA? Or maybe something completely out of left field, like a social media influencer with a famous cat. Hey, don't quit on me now! That book was a dense read, but I was struck by the similarities to Kree war manuals. Give me wide open spaces any day. More room to fly. You didn't like it? But I'd still like to find him. If not for securing the parchment and preventing your mother's gothy Armageddon, then just for the principle of it. Oof, I can't imagine being that friendly all the time. That part would be rough. See? Even the Slayer had more of a social life than the two of us. You seem tough and all, but I wouldn't want Wolverine as my nemesis. That is one angry man. That's what I respect about you, Hunter. Okay, Central, work your magic. Where do you think you're going? There's that Hydra loyalty and courageous spirit you've been talking so much about. Outside the mission stuff, I gotta say, I had my doubts about Blade. Mystical daggers aren't going to reveal their secrets without any prodding. I think there's more to Blade than he's letting on. Ready up! And here I thought we were finally starting to trust each other. Because you don't look as anxious as you usually are. Especially given the circumstances. I might just take you up on that. I won't forget that one. I've heard Deneb 7 is an entire planet devoted to... Look, it's quite literally a party planet. Yes, you hasten as much as you can, Hunter. A little. So you know how Tony is, how he acts, the billionaire stuff? Beneath all that, the secret is this. Roger Dodger. I don't know. My competition is pretty stiff. If they did a good job, we all just might stop this apocalypse. That's when they make the switch. Cratch and Glaxogorp change form, but where do they stash the princess? Nice one. Oh, crap. And I thought I had a rough childhood. Poor kid. Learning so much more from Faustus now that he's dead. Can never be too strong, right, Hunter? Like that high school vampire slayer in that show Nico made me binge watch with her. On that note, I also wish Lilith would stop summoning nightmare fuel like the Dread Maiden. I'm Carol Danvers, but you can call me Captain Marvel. I don't suppose you've ever had an MRI or a CT scan done. Might not be a bad idea. Just saying. That was pretty good. I guess the war room is out of bounds for the time being. Space can be a little isolating. It's nice to be around other people once in a while. Guess I'm still the focus here. Oops. If you've got something in mind, count me in. Not a problem. Better than Tony. Poor guy. I hate seeing him beat himself up over Banner. I mean, every option was some Faustian flavor of crap. Whoa.
I've been looking for something just like this.
Amazing. Glad I could help. Believe it or not, I don't have a lot of peeps I can call friends. Not close ones, at least.
I feel like a teenager again. Carol. Call me Carol.
Poured half the bag in my mouth, chewed them for a full minute, then washed them down with a glass of water.
That's one vital part. You're right, the bloom can represent overlapping fields of fire, but it's more than one concept. I feel like it's time the prophecy introduced some new authors. Let's roll, Hunter.
Yeah, we've been busy. We see far too much of each other, and yet nowhere near enough. Why are you bringing him up?
I'll take you sometime. Promise.
There's about a dozen missing Welcome Back Hulk cupcakes that mysteriously disappeared from the kitchen that would all disagree.
Just recently declassified, I think. Let's just say that I can never look at an octagon the way I used to.
You're gonna regret that. Either way, I think he wants to speak with you.
We'll get the intel
And throw it back in their faces. I always wanted to be an astronaut, and that's the only costume I ever wore on Halloween. Every year it was the same. Made things easy for my parents.
No, that stings. But they don't drink blood. They eat people whole.
I don't think they're getting up this time.
Don't tell that to competitive bodybuilders. Think about it, Hunter. If we got Wanda back, we might have a shot at Bruce. Hydra forces have taken the Sanctum, Tower, and most of the best retail outlets in Manhattan.
And what did we learn today?
Might have found my limit.
I learned more about George Washington from this book than anything I was taught in school. Otherwise, I'm afraid too many people will die.
I can't remember the last time I went on a date, but it hasn't exactly been a high priority for the past couple of years.
Take out this patrol quickly, and let's find their boss.
We can't let Strange ruminate or spiral over this, Hunter. Got it? Don't you wish federal holidays applied to superheroes?
Ding, ding, ding. Don't worry, Bruce. I've got a pair of torn purple pants with your name on them. We could use you in space, you know. No other reason? Oof. I've seen the Hulk move with more grace.
I don't like waiting around while the Earth falls to demonic forces.
Does Caretaker know you do this while you're out here?
For me, it's about knowing I can stand up in any fight.
It's when these guys start endangering bystanders that I get really ticked off.
Let's see what intel we found. But I'm pretty sure it's our former pal, Bruce Banner. I wonder if Hydra sits around arguing like this. The secret to a good, fluffy scrambled egg is to add a splash of water. Really helps.
Watch this.
I wouldn't put it past you, Hunter. You are full of surprises. Looking forward to it.
Fair point. Not sure I would count that as a vacation.
Never can get enough practice.
Are you sure? I've already beaten you twice. You didn't like it.
On some worlds, this is how people say hello.
Shh. Yes, I'm eavesdropping. No, I'm not proud of it.
Couldn't have said it better myself.
How low do you have to rank with Hydra to end up on sewer patrol? You're pretty strong. Don't sell yourself short.
Their plan required her to be in Crash's suit. The opaque helmet keeps her safe. And now we have an idea of what Hydra's doing to the Sanctum.
I bet things are pretty rowdy in Boston right now. You know I grew up just north of there. They love their green beer.
As long as there are people still in danger over there, I wouldn't be able to sleep even if I tried.
Wow, he's like Wolverine with rabies. Scary thought.
I'm sure you've noticed Tony can be abrasive, but I never doubt his commitment.
He and Banner used to fight like cats in a sack. Thankfully, they seem to be past that. If Doctor Strange wasn't so inherently honorable, I'd be awfully suspicious of those big sleeves of his when it comes to playing cards.
Do you even hear the words coming out of your mouth anymore?
The thing is, I've seen Tony like this before. He becomes fixated on one idea to the exclusion of all others.
No way they're ready for this.
Now they're really in trouble. No change in plans?
I hope you don't mind if I punt your mother into a son. She won't like being punted into a son.
I usually avoid this kind of thing. I'm not in it for the fame. Oh, Tony must love this.
I'm honestly surprised you even got him down here.
I guarantee you don't. Ancient Kree takes on population husbandry are, let's call it, mechanically quaint.
I've got some questions about vampires that I was hoping Blade could answer. I guess there's room for two.
If Banner and Wanda team up on our side and both unleash against Lilith,
well, now Lilith has a Hulk.
Sweet.
Just what we hoped for.
When this is over, we should go skiing. No time for hide and seek.
I think we've still got a lot to learn about each other. I would recommend the Akanti.
Keep telling ya, Carol works too, but yeah, I did. Now that Tony's finally starting to get a handle on his gremlin problem, I've been able to put Central to good use.
I definitely want a copy of that one.
Talk to you later.
It's peaceful out here, isn't it?
I just love it when a plan comes together. Especially one that involves you, Hunter.
This won't take long.
I appreciate you saying that.
Damn, I can't believe I'm actually stuck! Smash a birthday cake so hard it explodes.
Any new leads?
A holiday about resurrection must really hit home for you.
It does.
They haven't put up much of a fight.
yet.
Someone's hurt bad!
So Crash made 2 vows and broke neither of them. The cliffhanger with Glaxogorp chasing Crash's ship is actually Crash returning to the princess so they can escape Deimos. But considering the danger we're all in, we can't afford to have anything less than absolute perfection. You know, there are times I just can't help but wonder how things would look without my powers.
Tony, for the last time, I'm sorry about your beach house.
Exactly. Those poor people. When they're dying, they throw themselves into suns to release their souls.
We stole their thunder and their morale. I have a brief window. Let's take advantage of that.
I've lived in far worse places than this.
I'm not saying the Abbey is bad. I've just lived in a ton of crappy places.
What do you think about that? We're ending their war. It's a slow burn, but we'll get there.
That was awesome. So that's how your staff works. Very impressive.
Option E, for other.
We've got eyes on the artifacts. Inform the doctor.
I'll do you one better. Once this is all over, I'll fly you to space. I like the way you think. Now I just need to convince Cap that distributing these files to the team is a good idea.
We don't have time for Hydra patrols. Take them out.
Did you get her anything? I really should have read this when he first asked. The location changes, but it's always incredibly mundane. Reading the news, watching a hockey game, eating breakfast. Chewie is always curled up next to me, purring like a Chewie. It's snowing outside, but I've got a quilt over my legs. There's a fire in the fireplace, and I've got a big steaming mug of something and a nice, thick book to read. Hunter, got a sec? Just saying. Abby could use a cat to counter Charlie's big dog energy. Not on my watch. Tomorrow I'll wear my punt Lilith into a star boots.
Down, but not out.
This is the life. Kicking it with the legendary Hunter. And kicking said legendary Hunter's ass at a fighting game. Well, when you phrase it like that, I'm sure she'll just be begging to help.
Now where's that one that hit me?
Oh, they bickered. A lot. I have a feeling this trip is going to answer a lot of questions. Basically, don't do what I always do. That'll just make it worse.
They've got me locked down.
That place could have generated half the city's police force per week. New York would turn into a feeding ground.
I hope you learned your lesson.
Oh no, don't call yourself that. And I'm not explaining why. I really felt like you listened to me, Hunter. Don't get me wrong, I like him. But then he turns into a burning psycho when we're on mission. Catch you later. I'd offer to take Venom on a ride to the upper mesosphere, but somehow I don't think that would solve our problem. Deadpool's a classic case of don't judge a book by its cover. Or the pages that are stuck together. In a situation like this, I'd say we can use all the help we can get. I'm not the woman who says no to R&R. I'd love to hear who hired you to steal that artifact if you're feeling chatty, and I know you are. We make a good team. This is gonna be a fun apocalypse. I really enjoyed the game time, Hunter. Wish there was time for more of it. When things get really stressful, I sometimes imagine myself sitting in a big, overstuffed chair in front of a window. Now this is gonna be easy. You know, I was fascinated by the constellations as a kid. I would lay in our backyard staring at them for hours. Washington led from the top, though he kept counsel with various advisors. Once he made a decision, he expected his subordinates to follow his orders. And this group, well, we need each other.
We can do this the hard way or the easy way. Both are gonna hurt.
So you're saying no need to bring this up with Tony? I'll let you know what I find out. The impossible thing we're doing today, foiling Hydra's gamma nonsense.
We can't sit back now. We still have several villages to evac.
No, it's hard to explain. Once I started wearing a costume every day, Halloween lost some of its charm. They're vampires with a Y. It's a whole... Ugh. Don't ask. What's up? Hydra's up to something far bigger than a symbiote.
Kicking Solus alongside 2 spirits of vengeance?
I keep hearing about this guy. The teeth, the slime, the eat your brains commentary. Time to see if the hype is true. Is this the one you keep saying I should read? Do tell. I heard Caretaker had the grounds moved across the ocean centuries ago. Well, we really kicked the souls out of those Solus. He definitely seems to know a lot about our anatomy and what it tastes like. Steve can take a compliment, but he's uncomfortable with praise, especially from someone he respects. But if they see Banner as public enemy #1 and a turncoat, well, I don't know how to convince them otherwise without, you know, someplace warm with an endless supply of those tiny drink umbrellas. But I'm open to suggestions. What's the latest intel? Trust me, Hunter, I'm looking forward to it. Hydra's been a thorn in me and Steve's asses for years. Can't wait to remove them for good. As a rule, I try not to assume the absolute worst about my teammates. And neither should you. We both laugh at your dumb jokes. Say, do you think Chewie and Charlie would be friends? We should let them meet. I wonder what would happen if I just picked you up and moved you somewhere else. Sounds like an experiment to me. Put a priority on bringing me some more intel caches. She heard I like cherry yogurt. Whatever makes you happy. Well, we don't really have a choice now, do we? We're gonna get the sanctum back for Strange. I mean, I am cool, but not because Blade thinks so. I'm getting used to the Abbey. Didn't think I'd like it at first. Monks lived here isn't on my list of preferred amenities. Thanks, Hunter. We have common ground there. Surprise! Doomsday prophecies, resurrected heroes, mysteriously glowy cats. Wish they'd covered all this hocus-pocus stuff in the Air Force. Well, I would have at least liked to get a chance to interrogate him. I almost feel bad beating these things up. If there are any odd interactions with your caller, remove the armor immediately. Define willingly. I think that's Sin's influence. Well, I wasn't offering. Tony! Nah, too much. You dropped a church on him. I doubt he's going anywhere. Whatever the actual reason, the outcome is always expand the power of new breed vampires. Let's focus on what we know. Bye. Oh, okay. Well, nice talking with you. Go ahead. Give it your best shot. What? This is usually Carol time, but yeah, sure. Oh, I thought about it. But then I got worried she might like this place too much and swallow it. We've got company! Glad to see it wasn't the permanent kind of down. I've lived all over the world and across the galaxy. My Boston accent faded years ago, but he's always trying to get me to say ka in the yard. I refuse to give him the satisfaction. I'm ready when you are. They're going down! The twisted brain drippings of that psycho Faustus. Just my cat, Chewy. But to be honest, I'm more worried about what he might do to other people. This would never work in the Avengers. Steve can tell you about that. Something tells me these midnight warehouse raids are pretty normal for you. I've worked with a few borderline scientists myself. You know the type, consumed by their ambition and curiosity. Faustus isn't all that different. He just picked the wrong team. Like a blood-sucking kaiju? That's a thing? Do they really print St. Patrick's Day editions? Luckily, I'm a glutton for punishment. Just don't rely on it too much now. That's what I keep thinking, but it feels like I'm trying to convince myself. It's also the sound Tony made when he saw a ghost in the bathroom. Not gonna lie, it feels great to have one of our own back home. Don't know how to respond to that. Blade needs some time to come around to Deadpool. Give it a few years, tops. Maybe you should go lie down. You seem a little off. Well, the big one is down at least. You do? You must have really liked it. So we get to the Deimos Council meeting. The princess refuses the throne and declares her love for Crash, who is the princess in Crash's suit. Hunter, if you're awake, come to Central. I need to show you something. I got reassigned, she had a kid, aliens invaded, the usual. Whatever Banner was doing to Wanda, it didn't look friendly. How much do you think these guys get paid to throw themselves at us like this? It can't be enough, that's for sure. Come on, big guy. No one wants to fight you. I know I don't. The Sanctum's gone. Hell has literally come to Earth. This is a worst-case scenario. I feel closer to Chewie now. That thing is still out there helping Hydra. We need to do better. I don't think we have a briefing scheduled. Oh, come on. Don't confuse your captains. Truth is, none of us can ever honestly say what we would do in a situation until we're in it. Did you say anything but staring at Central? I'm in. Whoa, that's not right. Oh, I'd read anything. I love to read. I've got so many favorites, but if I had to choose, it would probably be something by Jane Austen. Sense and Sensibility or Emma. Okay, but we do something else next time. But here we see a military leader whose personal ambition was the victory of his army. He was clear-eyed about his goals and knew how to get out of his own way. Imagine what you could do with a thesaurus! But everything is okay now, right? It's amazing what a little teamwork can produce. As soon as I get a new intel cache, we can run a new op. Solving problems using dancing is my favorite fantasy. I'd say we should get bigger lifting stones out here, but unless we're bringing in a small moon, it's probably a waste of time. From the set of her jaw, some kind of reprimand. That doesn't seem very fair. He gave us good intelligence, all right. But it's not about Hydra. This crap just keeps getting weirder and weirder. I think I got under Magic's skin. This morning, she tossed all the cherry yogurt off the cliff. Do you know about spaghettification? Bruce doesn't deserve being some sick demon's puppet. The real him is still in there, Hunter. Otherwise... The more Lilith keeps us in the dark, the better her position. If we're moving forward, that can only mean Lilith is falling back. Appreciate the assist. You kidding? It's great. First, you have a perfect excuse to ditch unwanted social engagements. Couple times. I don't always see eye to eye with those war-happy bird people, but I respect them. Getting those artifacts is a big win for us. If I didn't know better, I'd say you were some kind of shapeshifter. You could be a hero or a villain with that outfit. Interesting. Well, carried away like a wounded soldier, but you know what I mean. You know I don't mess around. Besides, we picked up some crazy gamma readings coming from, well, here. One less thing to worry about.
Uh-huh. Well, you're doing it really well. You see me stumbling into radioactive spiders? Oh, I guess I did stumble into an explosion, and technically those are easier to spot.
What? Oh, this one thinks they're sneaky. Is this about to kick off? I still have way too much work. Let's take 'em out! You're just lucky we're on the same team. I'm pretty fast. Definitely curious to see how quick this shortcut through limbo really is. I tend to keep a clear head, just in case something pops off.
I wonder if I can take this into space.
I was this close to getting Faustus to spill his guts. This close. Then friggin' poof! Crossbones turns his ass to ash with his magic bullet. Let's debrief on the latest. You know, real horror. Thanks for the assist, Hunter. Never mind. Let's go show an elder god its place in the universe. Ugh, that one stung.
Limbo is our public transport. My neighbors are a blood witch and a half vampire. And the mother of demons is your mom. If there's a power scale out there, you're near the top at this point. Yep, that'll make 'em hate you.
Careful. This one hits hard. These things barely look strong enough to walk. Great. Now we're making progress, people. Yes, I get that intensity. Venom, Sabretooth, Wolverine. Yikes. Better push out a stay indoors alert. Exactly. Lilith won't hesitate to press any advantage. Whoa. Sounds like you need to get something off your chest. Nothing can save Lilith if she harms my cat. You probably feel the same way about Charlie. And I thought Venom had a weird smell. Ugh, what is that? Rotting meat? I offered to fly us to the creepy warehouse, but Caretaker said something about the spells shielding this place being extra hungry. So hey, stepping through this interdimensional rift sounds good to me. Probably that I need to spend more time with my pet, but all that's packaging. Let's get into the book itself, and I can say the same. Although my list includes probably just Blade. Sounds familiar. What changed?
You don't need a book for that. Just hang around the war room when I'm running maintenance checks on Central.
Not much more I can tell you, Hunter. Though I did hear her mutter something about Wanda right before she poofed away. Maybe that helps. If all else fails, I could always go back to NASA. I bet I'd make a pretty good booster rocket. Glad I could be there for you, Hunter.
Because knowing Tony, he wants to make it a ringtone.
Appreciate it. Let's get into it.
Are you hearing this? It's adorable.
I wouldn't have guessed that would work. Cap and I were just having some words about Tony. I spent some time decrypting the data drive Crossbones gave to Cap. Things do tend to break when I'm around. Was that the first explosion you've survived?
If so, you deserve a cookie. To be clear, I'm not going to bake it for you.
Good. Depends on who's saying it.
Yeah, didn't that happen all the time back then?
Bruce, I know you can hear me. Snap out of it. That was something.
Not a chance. Go talk to him. He's looking for you. That can barely hold Crash's hydro gun. It's not big enough to secure the princess.
Or maybe it is.
Claws, berserker rage, and a healing factor? I can work with that. See? Even the Slayer has more of a social life than me.
Really glad we got Spider-Man back, Hunter. Not sure if you've noticed it, but these end-of-days scenarios really tend to put a damper on morale. It's nice to get a solid win, you know?
Level 3 conversation.
Yes, it presented distinct situations, but at its core, it promoted a philosophy of adaptability. Hell keeps raining down on those poor transients. Look at that map. We've got emergencies all over the globe. It just would have been nice to hear something from you. Hunter, you're growing on me. You'll want to sit down for this one. It turns out that think we've got the upper hand. We should have brought some playing cards. It's a cross between a legal text, a spaceborne invasion defense manual, and one of those sagas that Thor seems to love. That was a worthy hangout, Hunter. Yeah, that might sound callous, but his ledgers are a trove of secrets. You didn't say cheese. Is there a loose floorboard around here or something? What was that?
You're just lucky Tony knows how to reach me.
It's hard to explain exactly how far out I was in terms of this space-time. Moving on. Anything else of note?
Hey, you. Looks like the best of the best better make room for you, huh?
Wow, this is actually really pretty. I was expecting a lot more empty nothingness, but that's why you have to see these things for yourself. Sometimes I get swept up in being competitive. This stuff is actionable. Let's shut it down.
Yeah. Enough with the superhero pep talk. I know how awesome I am. I don't need to be reminded.
That is a wonderful thought. And we can never share it with him. Looks like they all want a piece. Where in the hell are you, Blaze? I got 2 words for you, Hunter. Intel, caches. If you've got any, hand 'em over. Volume 30 was way too spicy for this crowd. Looks like you're off to a good start. Oh, hey, sorry about that. That's a suspiciously convenient geothermal vent, don't you think? I feel partly responsible. I mean, we should have seen some hint of venom, right? It doesn't make sense.
I wasn't disparaging your teammate. I want to figure out how to work with him. I'm just glad I don't have to remember any incantations. You mean the end of this world, or are we talking other planets too?
Who else would it be but you?
Tony always tries to get me to play Go. That's because it's the only scenario where he knows he can kick my butt. He's always good at getting the rest of the Avengers to, well, assemble. Anytime, buddy. I could leave and come back when you're ready. Still on my case here?
We all made it back in one piece. At least we're 2 for 2 on that front. And Hydra rears its ugly head. One of them, anyway.
Hey, do you have a minute? Consider it done. You really think that'll be enough? And then looking up at the stars at night and realizing there were other nuclear reactors, some of them even bigger and brighter. Probably supporting planets just like ours.
Next time, I want to do something else.
At the time of the book's writing, the Kree cared most about integrating captured territory while still expanding their empire.
Hope that isn't anybody I know. They're still not ready to give up? Don't make the same mistake twice.
You've fought Venom and lived. I can't wait, Hunter. Anyway, I should let you get back to whatever cool thing you were doing before I dragged you out here to get all gushy. No argument there. Look, I don't know if you've noticed it, but she seems to like you.
Apparently, she's a vampire. A vamp classic, not the new breed. That was news to me.
There is? Because I'd sure love to hear it.
I don't want to spoil the surprise.
Looks like Blade wants to get started. So, what do you need? Blade's giving you the stink eye. Well, not so much fish as that ginormous, invulnerable sewer monster that swallowed the sanctum.
Looks like Hydra isn't our only problem, eh, Hunter? At least Venom will be easy to find when the time comes. I don't believe in curses, but I do think something bad happened there a long time ago. And we're still dealing with the fallout. It's hard to plan a tactical operation when we hardly ever know where the fight is going to happen. Maybe we can do something about that this time.
Very hip.
I've worked with a few borderline scientists myself. You know the type. Consumed by their ambition and curiosity. Faustus isn't all that different. He just picked the wrong team.
Learned it by watching you, Bruce. Got a little cocky there.
Found my happy place. In an F-15 Strike Eagle with Chewie as my co-pilot.
Might be stuck here.
I have a feeling Blade is gonna tear Faustus a new one next time.
Ooh, chills. Gotta remember that one. It's inspiring. Damn it. You totally ambushed me with that pair of queens. But if you slay Chthon, I'll be the one saying we were friends before you got big.
From danger, sure. But she still lives in a world that fears her for what she is. Whatever comes next for Dahlia, I have a feeling her path will be a hard one to walk.
I'm not condoning it. I was just curious about how it actually was compared to how it's portrayed today. Yeah, you kind of give off that cold, brooding soldier who only cares about kicking ass and taking names vibe sometimes.
Lilith's lucky Chewie's off-world and safe.
Don't make me tear up now.
Tell me you found something good.
And we're doing okay.
Mostly. Ready for some hero work? Not exactly on mission, but yeah, okay. I'm a little surprised we haven't heard anything from Fury yet. Usually he's up on all the latest world-ending threats.
You know what to do.
I'd say it's all part of a day's work, but really, it's nice to hear. It definitely looks like you've got something on your mind.
We're still doing this?
I've got a bad feeling about things lately, okay? Particularly when it comes to you and Bruce. I'm what they call a precog. I catch glimpses of the future. No idea why, but I'm sure channeling the power of a mini white hole through your entire body might have a little something to do with it.
Yeah.
Right at Venom's nasty face.
Think I can punch through a moon now?
Had no idea the American Southwest was this haunted. They finally got along enough to make this. I just hope it's enough to stop Venom.
Yeah, that makes 2 of us. It's so easy to criticize someone's decisions from afar with, I would have done this or I would have done that, self-righteous crap.
Another day, another addition to the Abbey of Misfit Toys. And yes, I include myself.
Keep it up! I'm not worried.
I'm not gonna sleep well after reading this. After I got zapped by the Kree's Psyche Magnetron, my career was definitely on the fast track.
Oh, come on. He's right there. You're gonna embarrass me. The katana gave that away.
Hopefully that's all the reassurance you'll need. You think now's really the time for that? I nearly broke my hand on Lilith's face. She didn't even flinch, and I'm betting they did.
I really don't want to have an endurance contest with you, Bruce. We can just say you won.
I could do that again.
Enough about that. Don't worry about the 2 of us beefing over yogurt.
My favorite is actually the key lime. I'm guessing this is out of character for magic?
That is why I'm already planning a pretty great R&R when all of this is over.
Stark can probably point us in the right direction when it comes to tracking Venom, but we should figure out what we want to do with him first.
The silver lining here is that it blew up in Sin's face. She'll be picking the pieces out for days. That's a win as far as I'm concerned. That's some compliment coming from you. I have a feeling that's a very exclusive list.
Nice costume.
Been dipping into the eggnog already? Not our best look. Still not gonna be enough.
Things are looking up around here. It's like you know me. We must have left vampires off our emergency preparedness list. Avengers, Midnight Suns, X-Men. None of us turn and run from a fight.
He can carry them too. I got plenty of baggage to spread around.
I don't know about you, but I've been giving everyone some space. I like this way of doing recon, Blade. End-of-the-world situations forge strong bonds. My lucky day, huh? Let's do it.
We can still win this if we pull together.
I'm always up for space nonsense. All right, I'm thinking that one was your fault. Hey, Hunter, come here a minute. At darts. Well, there are certainly legends about you. At least prophecies about saving the world. I'm beginning to think you can.
It's all just starting to blur into one big giant green gamma mess, you know? And my favorite big giant green gamma mess is too busy to help.
No pressure, right? Yeah, I guess you're right. Still sucks to let it go.
Come on, we can do this!
You and me, Hunter, we're cut from the same cloth. Battle-hardened polyfibers. There's no way they can stand up to this. So, any inspiring words to sum up this once-only, fingers crossed, takedown of the vampire overlord of all time? You have to wonder whether Lilith is just using Hydra to keep us busy. Sometimes it feels like they're only around to get stomped. These are the current priorities. Let's give this a try. Caretaker and you keep her at bay. Don't even ask, Hunter. Looks like they want to try a few more. This one packs a punch.
Don't worry. I'll be so freaking relieved and excited the whole Abbey will know.
True, if only a man-eating alien demon monster hadn't eaten ours. But that got me thinking.
Neither had I. They have a space empire. It's crazy to think they've been around far longer than you've been alive. How do you keep finding the best gifts?
I don't know, Bruce. I'll be sure to ask him when we're done punching out the bad guys. Glad to have Storm on the team. Hopefully we can find her missing student-to-be. It's hard to describe what it's like becoming binary. It's an energy beyond anything I had ever felt before. And now, I can't imagine ever being without it again. And if he doesn't, we gotta be prepared for hell on Earth.
If that's the friendly neighborhood version, I'd hate to see the alternative.
I was blown away. Everybody's back in Robbie's cave. Guess he really wants to say something about Blaze. It's not for me, but it works for you. We might be the hottest duo out here. Never mind, Hunter. It's a joke for people who actually have friends. We got what we needed, but I'm sure we haven't seen the last of Venom. If you got a minute, Hunter, I'd like to check in. I don't get flustered, but that was just what I needed.
All right, you're starting to piss me off.
Everyone all right? Sounds like things got a little sketchy. New breed vampire activity is down worldwide. Not to jinx it, but I think we're winning. Roger Dodger. I know mostly what you do. They're mutants who live beneath the streets of New York. Oh, come on, Hunter. You care about people.
There's no way Hydra's medical plan can cover the beating we're about to put on you.
Even if vampires are immune to sunlight, I can still make 'em burn.
Do not engage, Steve. I guess even Lilith needs a few sleazy mercenaries to fill in the gaps. They can't all be real villains.
This is gonna be a fun apocalypse. It's quiet between galaxies. No demons or aliens. Looking good, Hunter. I don't know if you're aware of this, but I recently started to have feelings about someone. It's been a while for me. I get it. Just get back to me as soon as you can. But I'm glad he's on our side. Tony would be broken in ways none of us can fix. Practically gone as well. If you think I'm cool, thank the people who trained me. What do you think of him?
Hope you're ready for a fight.
Wow. Well, I'm no chef. I barely have the skills to make myself a sandwich. However, he even dug up my old flight school records. He was thorough, in the creepiest way.
You've had this coming!
Lilith won't risk a full frontal assault on the Abbey. It's an egg sac. But instead of cute baby spiders inside, you find fully formed new breed vampires. Someone got a new toy, huh? Well, maybe I'll like it this time. Run? Bruce, you told me you were on it for days. You got it. New breed vampire activity has slowed down since you took the fight to them. We're making a dent.
This has your name on it!
And don't worry about the suit, Hunter. We've got your back. Well, I'm not alone. I could say the same thing about you.
Oh! Remind me to dodge next time.
Well, that guy wins coolest hero persona.
I see your target.
For surprising me with your unexpected friendship. I did not see that coming. I decided on volume 32 of the Kavat Koth. Oh, hey, Hunter.
They're starting to make us look bad here.
Sadly, the sense of wonder eventually wears off. Like most things. I won't name names and I won't call it cheating. But some people around here can't seem to holster their powers even for a friendly game. Did Tony put you up to this? This better not be some long, drawn-out gag at my expense. Avengers are totally disassembled at the moment.
You should see some of the colors they're coming up with these days.
Enough of my moping. I'm going to enjoy this party.
I suggest you do the same. Wolverine's how old? Sure, let's throw another ancient dude at the problem. That's a good idea. You do that often with your bed? I was wondering the exact same thing, and I've got a bad feeling about things lately, okay? Particularly when it comes to you and Bruce. I'm what they call a precog. I catch glimpses of the future. No idea why, but I'm sure channeling the power of a mini white hole through your entire body might have a little something to do with it. I think those shades make it hard to tell. That old Chthon didn't prophesize that. There you are, Hunter. Pretty sure Caretaker said no roughhousing. I don't like to lose. Wow, that's an image. I don't care how many rise. Hydra are pushovers. Stay frosty, Hunter. This'll be useful. Historically speaking, this is how we end up on opposite sides, against each other, without any of us being mind-controlled. I'm not going down that road. Not again. A dramatic twist. I can't wait until the new season of Vampire Intrigue drops. I've seen lights moving in the woods, but I'm holding off on the investigation for now. We're busy enough as it is. Blade is certainly committed to his profession. I'm not sure he ever sleeps. I'll get you for that! Yeah, he gets 5 stars from me. And ass-kicking abilities aside, he's pretty on point with his movie references. Sure, what about us? I don't like anyone else making decisions for me, but you're right. If it doesn't exist, it can't fall into the wrong hands. The intel cache we recovered from Hydra's gunship might seem sophisticated to the casual bystander, but they probably weren't expecting to go up against the likes of me. No looking at my side of the screen. We could put the game on an easier mode. As much as I'd like to be out in the field cracking heads, sometimes it's nice to get back to the analytical side of my skill set. Just because I can fly doesn't mean I don't like to walk sometimes, you know? The city is in enough chaos. I'm just trying not to break anything around here. Is this how you guys normally operate? I feel great. Get to those crates and retrieve the artifacts. Certain as we can be. Hell, he's been holding up better than me. Just need to focus on the work and clear my head. Which reminds me. I'm on it! You've got bone structure. Very adaptable.
I do now.
This is a subtle but key difference from the Kree war manuals I know. Those manuals lay out how to overcome every possible contingency. That dog is totally adorbs. Well, half dog. What is he? A demon dog? At least it's not too incriminating. I'm gonna be annoyed if I find out you're off talking to someone else right now in another dimension. Selfies must be a whole new concept for you. You're not half bad, Hunter. Who's next? I think it's because I intimidate the inferior. Looks like we need some space. He didn't laugh either. Some of us find it a little difficult to shoot at our friends. Training pays off. You just have to stick with it. The all too familiar hurry up and wait. Kind of like highway driving through Nebraska. That's not it. You really wanted to ask if Captain Marvel can take you flying sometime. I see our friends in the Forge have actually gotten some work done. Hydra must really hate you after all these years. So, the team encountered some new breed vampires up close. Your thoughts? Ooh, a classic. Using the PA system out there was a nice touch. I'm starting to see why Spider-Man is so popular around New York. In real life, I prefer punching, and then a blast of cosmic energy. Wonder what other spooky liches she's got in her little army. I'm brave, but I'm not sure I'm that brave. You have more faith in our tech than I do. So, do you think Stark can pull this off? Awesome. Thanks, Hunter. Aw, Blade. Such a sweet talker. You're not really a ghost. You know that, right? Unless you have your own version of the Kree's supreme intelligence. Unlikely. But yeah, still possible. And that's why you're Captain America. I owe you one! The yin to Steve's yang. Founded Hydra, fought on the wrong side of World War II, and had a nasty itch for world domination. I've gotcha! Unless I get more intel caches, we can't run any ops. Sorry. I could use some R&R. I might make it look easy, but it's still a workout. Tell him who sent you. I want Lilith to know one thing before we send her screaming back to whatever void spawned her. Sometimes, my cat lived in Avengers Tower. Maybe we should ask everyone. Caretaker must have done pretty well for herself back in the pre-America days. We need to be ready to move at a moment's notice. If everyone is free and everyone is safe, at some point those values always seem to collide. But so am I. We're ready to make a move. Never mind. It's a 21st century joke. I saw that Dread Maiden. Lilith's really plumbing the depths of hell. Hey, Merry Christmas. Or go for cake, right? I promise it's not a heavy read. I thought it would be a good companion to The Art of War. If you're looking for a pen pal, I know a few lonely Kree I could pass that on to. I don't know, Nico. She's growing on me. Right. Then Glaxogort pulls up on the rocket sled and takes Crash and the princess into custody. Oh, I meant the whole team, but sure. Either works for me. Relaxing. Thanks, Hunter. Second, you can focus on the mission at hand. Very few distractions.
He's a good guy once you get to know him. Before that, S.H.I.E.L.D. knew her as a decently competent Hydra luminary. Sin always got a ton of leeway because she's Red Skull's grandkid. The brooding vibe, the sunglasses indoors, his lack of preference between a Chicago style versus New York, which is just plain wrong. Deal. I was hoping the collisions were just an indoor thing for you.
Aw, it's almost cute how you think there'll be a next time.
But this place is kinda strange, so who knows?
I'm all over it.
You're probably going to end up with a lot of those grizzly old biker dudes. They just do whatever they want. I have no good answer for that. Nothing based on facts.
What good is a badass suit if you can't show it off, right?
Central is tracking all mention of the sunlight serum or anything like it. Unless it finds something, I think we're done here.
Ah!
It's a strong start, I'll give you that. You might be stronger than Tony now, without his suit.
It was, but there comes a point in every cataclysmic event when you just have to let go and, I don't know, roll with it. Where do you find the time, Hunter?
I'm itching to work with that Wolverine guy.
That's right. Go mingle.
In the Air Force, we call them betting odds.
Hunter, just the person I wanted to see.
Do we have to? Fine.
Tony and Strange can fight over this later. People will collect anything these days.
Oh, geez, Hunter. Tell me something I don't know. At least this is the only major threat to pop up in the last 6 months. I'm not sure we could handle another one right now. How about me 20 minutes ago? How'd you even manage to find this place? Been tracking Hydra long? I know this team can come together. We have to.
Strange, Caretaker, and the rest of the funky bunch can try and magic their way through that shield all they want.
If my time as a pilot taught me one thing, it's that sometimes you've got to find a workaround.
Bring your whole army for all I care.
Nope, we're at nominal levels of war.
Good. We found the artifacts. Collect the rest and let's be on our way.
We all had to start somewhere. Even me. Can I tell you a secret about Tony Stark?
One more time.
What's shaking?
Maybe you should call a few more.
I've scoured every rat hole on the planet a guy like that would be seen in. The opposite. He respects those who stand up to him because they're not giving him special treatment. Deep down, that's what he wants the most. Let's say we get to it.
Are you Team Party Planet, Hunter?
Go for it. I've got a plan, Hunter. Peter liked it, which should mean it's not a great plan. Want to hear? Before this, I associated him with statues, paintings, and the dustiest parts of American history.
I'm the last one standing.
I need a moment to myself, Hunter, before I break something. Or everything.
Perfect, because I wasn't taking no for an answer.
Anything to get me back in the fight. Practice makes perfect. There shouldn't really be any question about helping Spider-Man. We're all heroes here, right? That's what we do. I was headed back to my room, but is everything okay?
We're taking a beating down here!
Oh, come on, dude. Making it weird all the time. You've got good bone structure. Very adaptable.
A Northeasterner through and through, if that's a thing. No problem. I make a mean hot chocolate. The best you've ever had after a day of cross-country skiing.
I don't let anybody win. That was all you.
That was the strong one?
As part of the service required by the Empire, many of these new citizens began the cultivation of freshly conquered worlds. Robbie swears Johnny will show up. But will he? Wolverine, Blade, and I have a wager going. Most things don't faze me, but messing with kids.
Want to go again? I can always go again.
Hey, Hunter.
I have no doubt you can be most persuasive when you want to be, Hunter.
I'm sort of an outsider here, too. So I'm happy to welcome any other stragglers that come along. I rely on his paranormal perspective. We've got a situation rapidly developing. I'll be in contact soon, Hunter. What are you doing, Faustus?
That's the spirit, Hunter. Ah, I can see it now. Hunter and Carol. Full vacation relaxation mode. No Lilith, no Chthon, none of Robbie's bad coffee.
Was there something else? Never had a friend who inadvertently walked into me as often as you do. Somehow it's almost endearing.
Good luck, Hunter.
Monsters from hell, portals to limbo. It's all relative when you're working with the big bad midnight suns.
Nice work!
Well, they create new hemolisks from whatever they can't digest. Strange suggested some kind of dark magic regurgitation. Even the best translations from Kree lose subtext. Why? If she's part of the team, she has to pull her weight. And tantrums don't inspire confidence.
Objective confirmed.
Eyes up, Hunter. Hydra thinks they're so clever. Just imagine if they actually were. We might be in trouble. Worse is how Wanda showed up to help. But hey, she's home now. I know my perspective is skewed. I take it for granted sometimes, and I really shouldn't. Hey, I know we have another book to read, but do you have any free time beyond that?
Don't get up. What's the procedure here? Tony pays?
So yeah, call me a crazy cat lady, but I am not going to let some hangry elder god eat my cat. Or your dog. I can't lose. I get the max score every game.
I can even pull off some crazy Robin Hood shots.
Yeah, not your best moment, but it wasn't a total bust. We learned that it takes more than an energy blast straight from hell to wipe you out.
Call me a crazy cat lady, but I am not going to let some hangry elder god eat Chewie. Or your dog.
Just thought I'd see you off. Good luck out there, Hunter. Carol Danvers? Hydra scientists have the same playbook. It's Teutonic myth this, or occult ritual that, mixed with cosmic radiation. Then, hell on Earth. And neither should we. No, I spend too much of my time in the war room. This was fun. More relaxed than I'm used to, but fun. Crossbones intel doesn't absolve him of his past. I asked Tony if he had any material on encryption, and he left me this pile of spellbooks. Something tells me Dr. Strange is probably looking for them.
Who am I to judge?
I guess you're right.
Heck, I know you're right. The Kree's psyche magnetron took me pretty far from some Boston girl.
We're better than this. Let's prove it. Taking in the scenery, no particular place to be. I get it.
I almost felt that one.
I'm with the team for a reason. I believe in what we do. All of us do.
Don't be nervous. We all want you to succeed. Even Tony.
You'll see. The shockwave would shatter most of the glass in my approach path. Don't mind me if I bust a dance move.
Give me the dubbed version, please. My French is only the pardonable kind.
Which is a good thing, now that we know Hydra has been augmenting their soldiers with this radioactive green gamma shampoo. We're gonna need all the help we can get. I can do without a mystery villain. The roster of enemies is already stacking up.
You look a little nervous.
You really connected with the art of war, huh? There is a Lilith connection, but it's not direct. Dracula is acting like he knows the world is coming to an end. Didn't expect him to be an apocalypse prepper, but here we are. Come on, Fury. Transia's population is, what, 20,000? S.H.I.E.L.D. should be able to handle that in a day. Did you plan this with Caretaker? What?
No way.
Tony really wanted to impress me with this new operating system of his. It seems to get the job done, but Stark OS? Come on. Next time Parker comes up with a plan, I want to be the one to punch the giant bell. Look at the alternative. But Hulk and Banner. Wow. The brains and the brawn are on Lilith's side.
Sure I can't change your mind?
Have you been moonlighting as a model? Normally I avoid this kind of thing. I'm not in it for the fame. We aimed high and we hit our marks. I kind of figured this operation would take a while. There's a lot of moving parts to keep track of. My mom made a lot of tough choices. Moms usually have to. Especially when they crash land their spaceships in Boston. Strangely, no, not a word. The bad witch is once again the good witch.
That is the goofiest thing I've heard all week. So are you like a professional wrestler in between gigs with Hydra?
Maybe you'll do better.
Watch and learn.
You seem, I don't know, calmer than you should be.
Huh, I knew it.
My friend Jess is gonna be so annoyed with me the next time we talk Jane Austen novels. At what point does this just get weird?
Got me good on that one.
Let's crunch the numbers.
I should not be this nervous about what you all thought of the book. Come on, Hunter. You're missing the fun.
I'll never underestimate the Scarlet Witch ever again.
Got a pretty good idea of how you managed to kill off all of Lilith's children.
Leads like George Washington. I'll take it.
Listen, we need to get it together.
Hey, can I ask a favor? Let's go bust stuff in a way that defies biology. Strange theorized they are creations of dark magic, and I quote, perhaps derived from the Darkhold itself. And gross. I won't mind if they shrink a little.
Nice.
We can't afford to lose Tony, and we shouldn't give up on Bruce. We owe him more than that.
What are we waiting for?
Wow, you actually did go medieval on their associates.
A bit out there, but I'm with you. Time to finish strong.
Don't believe anyone who says you have to come back. Do what's best for you.
Have we ever successfully taken down a rogue Hulk? That's not a hypothetical. If anyone knows, please speak up.
Oh, come on. Try something new. See you soon. Never let them question your accomplishments. Groups of unknown mutants who live off the grid is a thorny subject in this country. Logan picked an odd book, but I'll give it a shot. Looks like I've got a new co-pilot.
So that's how that works.
You can't win them all. Don't get hung up on it. No one's got a perfect track record. Not even Tony Stark. We need to be prepared for when one of these plans inevitably goes bust. We'll look back on that one someday and smile. Heard about the Limbo adventure. That hell volcano looks ready to explode with more demons. I don't want to completely derail the plan, but I do think it would be wise to have an alternative ready to go. All we can do after a tough mission is learn from our mistakes and move on.
You're not serious, right?
I don't really like it, but I think it's the law. I think. I haven't been on Earth long enough to read up on superhero legal statutes. Do you think Johnny Blaze might let me drive the Hell Cycle? That settles it then. Ready to bring Cathan down? I wonder what the last straw was that pushed Crossbones to our side.
Nice move!
The greatest vampire hunter we know defeated the granddaddy of all vampires. Vampires with a Y, and countless other fanged creatures of the night.
Starting to get mad here.
At least you'll never forget me. Do go on.
I'm not done. Just need a break.
We'd better be extra alert. If we weren't also fighting your mom, sure, but a wild goose chase is the last thing we need. Instead, we keep an ear out for the goose. I've seen a few places like this in the outer reaches, but never anywhere near Earth. I like you, Hunter. Don't make me add you to my kick into a star list. Great intel. Bad news for the world. Let's fix it. I wonder how becoming a bloodsucker mixes with the gamma serum already in their systems. I bet that's one hell of a hangover.
Cross that one off our list.
If only the world knew about our exclusive superhero-only lounge. Very VIP. Damn. Amy Hempel gets my soul. We dropped a mountain on Banner. Putting aside that you came face-to-face with actual Dracula, I did the math on how many potential vampires you destroyed in that Hemolisk hive. Maybe you were a photographer in another life. What we do know is that these tunnels go somewhere, and Hydra's hiding something. Something potentially big. I got about 400 pages to go of this crap. Everyone's invited, even Tony. I'd like to see him try to blend in with wealthy intergalactic elites. I will another time, when I have an hour or 5 to kill. Promise. This should keep someone busy. Just try not to hurt anybody on our team. All right? He made that sound. Everybody heard it. I worry that there's something more serious going on here that we're not picking up on. Hunter, I'm saying this as a friend. Get lost. Which is more than what S.H.I.E.L.D. will ever admit to knowing about Mephisto. No comment. Crash and Glaxogorp.
Think these guys got their tactics from the back of a magazine.
You have to go so suddenly? Is everything all right? There's so much information about Dracula that it's hard to know what's fact and fiction. I wonder if he had a hand in that. Teeth-breaking Tony kind of cookie.
We've got wounded here!
It's almost too nice to fight in. Almost. Good day to get some sun. I did the math. It would actually be faster for me to fly. If I took you up there, what would you wish to see? He can read?
And we didn't even have time to practice.
I give that a solid maybe. Oh, this is not the worst Armageddon scenario I've lived through.
Starting to get serious out here.
I've seen that magic table over there forming all kinds of odd shapes. Almost like it's bored and waiting for a little action. Something like that. All I know is that even if your mom's a bit of a bummer, you're pretty stand-up, and that's good enough for me. Anywhere I go, baby. Ain't that the truth? Those two species are constantly at war. Let's go. Now we're getting somewhere. If you keep changing colors, people will never know how to recognize you. I'm usually very careful. This place would probably look pretty magical with the right decorations.
I'm not sure if it's ethical for people like us to beat up chumps like you.
You still hit pretty hard for an Iceman.
You just made a big mistake.
Ta-da! Our very own We 86 the Prince of Darkness party. There are also tacos. I said you can call me Carol. And I wouldn't bet on that. You just woke up from a 300-year nap. You've never seen me go binary on someone. Besides, if I went to sleep right now, this nightmare juice would be sure to terrorize me with bad dreams. That's the can-do prophesied savior of humanity attitude I was looking for. I wish all vampire threats were this easy to dismantle. Hang on a second. We can get behind that. Right, Tony? All I need is bragging rights. Not well from the sounds of it. Those people need to evacuate. Are those Hydra soldiers blocking the bridge? All right, I guess you can post that one on Superlink. I heard about the experiments Banner performed on her. Better get over there, Hunter, before Flamehead burns the place down waiting on you. I'm happy to live my life without knowing any more details. I'm having it right now and... Wait, oh no. Did I feed my cat before I left? Let me guess. You're supposed to be a demon hunter? Good costume. I really miss other solar systems right now.
We've got someone down here!
Just something I heard around the way. We'll fight the Lilin wherever they pop up. That's, some power you've got there. At least monsters are wild and unpredictable. These Rentamercs have no gumption. That's right. I wonder what kind of murder sonnets those two deranged lovebirds wrote to each other. And that blade? He's an asset. Hydra or Lilith's monsters. They're both good practice, at least. Or more terrified of what Sin will do if they don't.
Can't get my head on straight. You'll need all the help you can get.
With Central's help, I can decrypt these babies in no time, providing us a valuable and fascinating glimpse into Hydra's twisted little minds. Looking to hear an affirmative from you, Hunter. Hey, maybe it'll inspire somebody. I can't play darts anymore. We never hold back, do we, Hunter? Maybe I should do a few laps around the city. See if I can spot anything from above. Or we could just go inside.
Let's do it!
It reminds me of a Kree outpost. Mostly solitary, but you have your team around.
Enough contact with civilization to avoid going loopy. Oh, might as well have handed the page over to Lilith. No, that's what the Kree convinced everyone to believe. We haven't lost until we start believing their propaganda. Yeah, like that high school vampire slayer in that show Nico made me binge watch with her. Hadn't considered this before. Nice. That means hold on to your socks, Hunter. Yeah, it's been a busy decade. I'm pulling for the best in Johnny Blaze. Losing sucks, right? Not much you can do about it now, though. Just be better prepared next time. Unless, that is, a demon hunter from the 1600s has experience triangulating surveillance satellite data. Hunter, waiting for the light to turn chartreuse? This is impressive and all, but what exactly is that smell? Is that the Hellfire? It's kind of rank. Got a lead on some particularly gnarly Hydra operations happening in the city, but we need to move fast if we want to intercept them in time. I know better than to go in there. But maybe you can stop them before they figure out that just shouting at each other isn't cutting it. Limbo reminds me of some really trash sack Outer Rim worlds that you never want to visit even once. And I better do it soon, too. Yeah, but I'm talking about opponents who whine about me being stronger. Once Tony gets settled in, I'm going to work with him to improve our intelligence gathering options. We can definitely do better. No, it's when the world requested it. As long as they could feed themselves with Kree farming techniques and defend their world with Kree defenses, the request was granted with few exceptions. See, that makes me think even more of him. Some of us are born bad or just to bad circumstances, but it's who we choose to be that separates the wheat from the chaff. Find me in the war room when you're finished here. There's a few things we should discuss. Oh, and Hunter? Things don't get more bleak than this. I don't care how many times they bring it up. I really don't think we should arm wrestle. Looks like someone could use a hand. Just a hunch. Let's look at what we know. I'm more interested in how that looks in combat. Work at what? Makes me miss those 12-hour poetry slams in the East Village. And I thought that was torture. Cool party. You went toe-to-toe with Venom and walked away. Maybe. He's insufferable when he's winning. Always gets under my skin. Never underestimate a girl with glowy horns. You're gonna regret setting me off. Me? Hold back? It won't be an easy infiltration, but whatever's here could help us stop Lilith. That's a risk we have to take. We must know. All right, I wasn't going to say anything, but what is that smell? It's like the sewer backed up and... Oh, never mind. Look, the Avengers have been spread pretty thin lately now that Hydra's running around the world hyped up on your mother's gamma juice. To be honest, I don't have an answer for you. Wish I did. And not just on this one. Get this stuff off of me! Woof. Remind me not to make room for you at my table in the cafeteria. Really wish we could get this clown off our comms. He still challenges me to arm wrestling contests. And loses. He's much less salty since I started calling him Asgard's mightiest Avenger. Can't confirm a victory without confirmation. Just thought I'd stop by, see if anyone needs help getting inside after that fight. Okay, you really shouldn't have. He excused himself in a hurry. Now I need him back. Yeah, that'll happen. Spider-Man really is a nice guy. I mean, who else could put up with this thing chasing him around all the time? You're one of those rip the Band-Aid off fast types, aren't you? What? Maybe he will. What if I rip the parchment of power into tiny pieces and then put each piece into the heart of a different star? Seems like it'd be cheaper just to replace you guys with robots. I bet Tony would cut Faustus a deal. But she has almost all the leverage. Hey, got anything else for me? How old did you say you were again? I didn't realize Steve knew the author. We all got our flaws, and my parents weren't too great either. Being a girl in the Danvers family, well, it was challenging. Tony marked the spot. Ordinarily, 3 strikes would get you knocked out for that. I've cracked a few eggs in my day, but nothing like that. Is that it? I am not doing it justice. I really should have sent a poet. Getting word of another attack. Vampires in Central Park. Nothing like taking in the New York skyline after driving Hydra back into hiding. Now you've really done it! And when I say bad dreams, I don't mean Lovecraftian demons or Cenobites. I'm sure that'll help sell a few subscriptions. I've met others who came back from the dead. It was always more technological and less abracadabra. This thing is actually pretty tough. I guess you don't know who I am. How you spend your possibly last moments on this version of Earth is your choice. We're doing this again. Make plans. You can't stop me. There's a certain special Hydra mad scientist out there whose face is just begging for a smacking. And these gamma signatures of his don't seem to want to analyze themselves. Tony and Dr. Strange may think they're the epicenter of our operations. But we all know this is where the real magic happens. Starting to think Hydra hit the jackpot with your mother, Hunter.
They're playing in a whole new league here. Just a little property damage.
Don't know about you, but I've definitely got better things to do.
Normally, I'd agree with you, but time isn't exactly a luxury we have these days. If there's anything we can use on this drive, we have to know what it is immediately.
Over a decade. Still hard to believe. We've been so busy dealing with one crisis or another, it's hard to mark the time. Darts isn't just a game for me. I used to play off base with my wingman. Won so much money off towny chumps at that crappy dive bar. God, we were kids. Sure, ask away.
Experience and a little bit of brass. I'll put you down on the list. You were the last Midnight Sun to ask.
Go easy. You clearly didn't spend enough time with me.
I'm nervous about my book. I don't know how much of it will translate. Not the language, the ideas. We'll cut through that encryption in no time.
If we catch Venom, we should dump him on a desert island. Or the moon.
That does it. Once we send your mother back to the pit she crawled out of, I am organizing a ski trip. Not gonna lie, going a few rounds in Vampire Guy's Magic Thunderdome sounds like fun, but we've got bigger fish to fry.
This is definitely one of the more unique superhero bases I've ever seen.
Don't try that again. I'll rendezvous with Captain America at the Avengers Tower.
Robbie seems to think Johnny will do the right thing in the end.
I don't think it's gonna be snowing around here for a while.
Is this some kind of transient custom I'm not familiar with?
I'm worried it's going to go rogue, and I emphatically do not want to chase a demon skin around the Abbey.
It's rare that I have that much fun.
Like what?
You're not doing yourself any favors harping on that.
Oh, and don't crack the eggs directly into the pan.
They're better when you break the yolk with a whisk.
It's an extra dirty dish, but it's worth it in the long run.
I won't give up that easy. Ugh. What's this thing made of? Hostile reinforcements inbound! You know, for a second there, I almost forgot about the endless interstellar conflict raging across the galaxy.
Hunter, report to the war room. We've got a mission.
Well, let him know. The feeling is 100% mutual. And people thought I was tough. Wait till they get a load of you.
Ooh, explain.
Sorry. I didn't mean to scratch at that scab. It's just,
I do think you are probably a tad more comfortable with going to the dark side to get the job done than we are.
Yeah, I find it's best to leave some wiggle room. Give your people objectives and the resources to achieve them.
Ugh.
No creepy toddler vampires. At least his bones aren't brittle. There's no crying over smashed vampire relics, but I wouldn't have minded adding the Magna Corrigo to our arsenal.